You ready?
I'm ready.
This is your spiritual podcast station, bringing you the uncut, unblocked, and unscripted. This is the only place in the podcast universe giving you a balanced approach and a look at the other side. Everything from A to Z. We are live right now in the 1831 studio. My name is Natia Moore.
And I'm Anthony Fliggins.
And this is Pastor Anthony Said. Welcome everyone to this episode of Pastor Anthony Said. How's everybody doing today? How are you?
Doing good, and yourself?
I'm doing well. on this beautiful day, busy day. How was your day?
It was busy, but I got through it. I mean, my Monday's supposed to be easy, but when it comes, I'll let you know.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but right now, it's go time.
Yeah.
So let's
listen.
do it.
I truly understand.
Let's do it.
For sure.
Let's do it.
It was definitely a busy day for me at work.
It was okay.
Yeah. I transitioned to a new unit recently, and I thought that this was going to be like a little break, and today showed me that it's the same.
It's the same. Okay.
Maybe not as bad, but it's definitely.
It's pretty much the same.
It's kind of the same.
Okay.
I mean, it's not. I don't think it's as heavy, but it's quite.
It can
bad.
be.
It can be.
Okay.
It has days when it can be.
Yeah.
But not consecutively. I
Right,
guess
okay.
every day is not like
Yeah,
that. So
yeah.
But it's all good. It's
Yeah,
all good. It's
yeah.
all good. Mondays. I don't have a problem with Mondays though. I mean, it just is what it is. Every
just
day
is what it
kinda-
is.
Yeah.
Me, I don't have a problem. Do I have a problem with Monday? No. No, I ain't got no problem with Mondays. Everything seems to be cool, and I'm sort of resting from the weekend, and so a minister's weekend is a busy weekend, so
Yeah.
everybody's off is our on.
Yeah, definitely.
And so when everybody's taking off, or everyone's time away, or the time to relax, is the day that we're usually working, or the times we were usually working. So ministers are working on Sabbath, and many of us, in the Western world, are working on Sundays.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a labor of love, but it is what it is, and you get used to it. So, yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So we are in our interim period. This is technically, okay, we go through this every week, but this is technically episode 103. We are still in season 1. Okay, we are transitioning.
You don't hear me arguing about it no more, because we go back to the first one. Somebody didn't do their homework.
Oh, I went back to. I heard it.
Somebody didn't do their homework.
I know what it's about.
Somebody didn't do their homework.
What was said was that.
Go ahead.
What was said was that season 2 would begin after the interim period.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
And so technically, this is still episode.
All right. Let's get this together.
103.
Let's
Go
get this
ahead.
together.
Go ahead.
Okay. This is 103, but it is not season 1.
It is.
Let me explain. You say it is. I say it's not.
All right, go ahead.
You keep it is.
Go ahead.
I'm going to keep my nots.
Go ahead.
Here's the reason why. Because if you are in school and you got first, second, third, and fourth period, lunch is not a part of the second or third period. Third period or the second period is over. You got lunch, then you got the fourth, fifth, and sixth period. Lunch is lunch. Lunch is not a part of the previous period. So we're on lunchtime. Lunchtime is not a period that we were recently on. So it's a break. Wait a minute, I'm not finished.
Okay.
Just like the interim, and just like the interim in the scriptures. So you have the intermediate period in the scriptures. So you got the Old Testament, you got the intermediate part of the scriptures, then you got the New Testament. New starts new, old ends when old ends. So we have ended season 1. We are no longer in season 1. We are now in the interim period. This period right here was designed for us to get our production, upgrades on our production. So this ain't season 1. This is the interim period. No, this is the interim period. And then after the interim period, we start season 2. Now explain yourself.
Now,
please use a principle.
Thank you for. I hope I can think of one. Now, okay, thank you for that. That was definitely old school. Now, what's happening right now is in the technical world, or in the means that we use to post these applications and the podcasts, and when it shows up live and everything like that, and weekly when you all hear us on Apple and Spotify, it has to be posted under either under season 1 or season 2. So if we are not technically into season 2, it will not stop as far. It will not stop as far, because it felt like it was about to stop. It will not stop as far as the episode numbers. So we didn't start back over with episode 1. I mean, yeah, but episode 1, episode 2. It continues on, and now we're on episode 103, and we're still in season 1. Now, when we start season 2, we will start season 2, episode 1. Until that time, we are still in season 1. Now, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
But I'm saying on this, right, and that's what,
Yeah,
and that's what I'm referring to, because
I ain't buying
you know why I'm referring to that? Because when people listen to this and they reference it, they'll look for the episode number,
Yeah.
and it'll be labeled the interim. So that's why I'm saying that.
Yeah, I don't care about that. I don't care nothing about that. Ain't nothing else. I didn't.
You wouldn't.
Cause I'm telling you, because there's nothing that I said. I do not care about anything else except what
Okay.
I said out of my mouth. So all that's cool and
Did you hear
true.
that? Did
Yeah.
you hear that?
That's true. What you're saying is true. I'm just saying I didn't say it.
Did you need to say it?
No, but it's my show.
Okay.
So it's what I say. With everything else on technicality and all that stuff like that,
Okay,
and
Apple,
numbers,
Spotify.
numbers, and
That doesn't matter.
No,
Okay.
no.
So
no,
guys,
stuff
it doesn't
don't
matter.
Mm-mm.
It's what he says.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so because that's how we set it up. See, I see we didn't set it up like this, but we designed this. So there is no such thing as an interim period.
Okay.
See? So how can it be an interim? Then if we can't put that it is an interim period.
We do. We definitely
We can
label
put that
it as
right.
that.
Okay, so we can label it what we want to label it.
Yeah, you can put the description as what you want
As
to
what
put it.
we want to.
However,
Wait. It don't even have to be a season.
Yes,
It's
it does.
what we
And-
say it is.
Okay.
See, our podcast don't
Whatever
have
makes
seasons.
you, whatever makes you
I
feel.
was trying
If
to
that
tell
makes you feel.
See, now there
If-
we go.
Again, if we're talking about the technical side, where's
Here we go,
the
y'all.
listeners? Where
Here
the
we go.
listeners? Show me. Put me
Here
back on the.
you back on.
Where our
back
listeners,
on.
first of all, thank you all for listening every week.
Here we
but
go.
when you all go and you go reference it and you're looking for a particular episode, what episode was that when this person was on during the interim period, you're not going to know, should I go to season 1 or should I go to season 2? Why? Because it's listed like that in the podcast world.
Yeah, I get it.
Thank you. That's it. That's all I'm
But
saying.
we did it.
Okay.
The podcast world don't
I'm
have
talking about-
seasons.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't. We have seasons. There
Okay.
are podcasts that do not have seasons.
Yes, they are listed as seasons.
There are podcasts that do not have seasons.
They are listed as seasons.
I'm gonna say it one more time. There are podcasts that does
They are
not have
listed as
any
seasons.
seasons.
Every published podcast, you have when you first start, you are in season 1. Period.
I don't think you know what you're talking about, but I'm gonna let you have it.
Okay. Well,
We'll
I'll
just
get the
search.
facts and
We'll
we can
just
do
do this
whatever it
fact
is.
check.
But I know what I'm talking
sure.
about.
I'm not sure you know.
I actually do know what I'm talking
Not
about.
that one, T.
Yeah, I do.
I apologize.
I
T,
do.
but
I do.
yeah, okay. But
I do.
Every podcast
I
don't have a
actually know.
season. So some podcasts come on once every year.
And
once
that's
a
season
month,
1.
Once every 2.
And
once
that's
a day.
season 1.
You don't have to have a season, T.
You do.
Why do you have to have a
It's
season?
a part of the programming. I didn't make it up.
I'm listening.
The podcast universe created this.
They created
and
seasons.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why even on television you have season
No,
1.
we're not talking about TV. We're talking about podcast.
But this is all in that framework of media. Yes.
I'm
and
not
this
sure, Tia.
is considered every opening podcast is considered
I'm not,
season 1.
Tia, I'm not sure.
That's how you search it.
I just think you just putting it out there. Tia.
That's
but I
fine.
roll with you. though.
Anyway, guys, you can follow it wherever he says you can follow it.
Yeah. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. Now, where we at? Go for it. Go for it.
You go for it.
So,
whatever
yeah.
you know, I don't know, whatever you want to say.
So
Go ahead.
now, we are in this interim period. This interim period was designed for us to work on our production, to get our production together, so we
Exactly.
can be a better. You told me let me have it, right?
I can't say nothing.
No.
Should I mute myself?
Yes. Please mute. So the interim period was definitely designed for us to so we can better, we can do the production a little bit better, so y'all can see what's going on, and we work on our audio as well as our video, and so we can do this a little bit better and to improve on the quality, so you guys can get some knowledge, and every now and then you get a little of this entertainment that we're doing right now, and you get a little of this, whatever this is. You get a little bit of this every now and then, but definitely for the knowledge and the education, and definitely for that, so we can move forward and we can be blessed. So that's it. So, this is how stuff starts when we don't start with prayer. Father, we thank you for grace, for mercy, and strength. We thank you for your unmerited favor. We thank you for looking beyond our faults and meeting us at our need. We thank you for being good, kind, and merciful. We thank you for being all that and some more. We bless you and we love you and we appreciate what you've done in our lives, morning, noon, and night. You are God. Give us divine clarity concerning this, what we're talking about and how we're moving forward, so the people can be blessed because of what we have to say. We thank you. We give you praise, glory, and honor. Touch every voice, touch every mind. Give clarity of thought, clarity of speech. Give articulation. We thank you in Jesus' name. Amen and amen and amen. All right. Now, all right. So that we got it out the way.
Yeah, can I unmute?
Go for
I
it.
guess so. I'm just doing to make sure I can say something.
You saying it now, ain't
I
you?
just
You
wanted to make sure I was in.
ain't she talking right now?
I was trying to
She
take
ain't- she in right now.
wasn't sure.
Anyway, we got a guest on. We got a
Yes,
guest
we
on
did.
board.
Yes, we do. Yes, let's clear it up. Our
We got a
guests
guest
in
on board. We got a guest on board. Welcome
Not
to
the
the
way
Lions
y'all was
Den.
acting.
Welcome to the
Listen.
Lions Den. We
there.
starting
Listen, it's
already.
quite a bit.
Welcome,
It's quite a bit.
welcome to the Lions
It's
Den.
quite a bit.
So welcome to the Lions Den. Hey, how you doing?
Let me bring you on in here. Hold on.
All
Let's
is
see.
well.
Good. Tell us about yourself. What's going on now? She's no stranger. Let me introduce you right. She's no stranger. I call her old lady. And I've been calling her old lady because she's one of the original members of the Court of Christ.
All right.
When we started some years ago, she was there as a co-laborer. Many of you do not know that I have a dear relationship with this young lady, and because many of you don't know my story, but I do not invite people or ask people to join my church. Many people do not know about me, but I do not ask people to join this church. I do believe that is the choice of the membership. I do not ask people. This is not a Jesus disciple type of thing. Well, I chose you, so that's not it. In my view of the ministry, power belongs to the people, not just the pulpit. And I believe that if you empower the people, you keep the pulpit with some integrity. So as long as the people are being strengthened, the pulpit will be all right. The day you stop empowering the people, you begin to be a lord over the people. And at that moment, the pulpit becomes a place of manipulation. And so I believe in empowering my people. I do. God's people, our people. Making them strong, giving them every opportunity. And this is what I believe, and I'll go down fighting with this. And so thank y'all for that. Thank y'all for being strong. And thank y'all for being here. Thank you and thank you. Listen,
you.
so she is one of the only people I've asked to join the church.
Wow.
It was her and another young man. And I asked,
Like in the Hall of Fame.
I literally asked, I said, hey, join this church. I need you over here. And she said she was praying about it, and you know, and the rest is history. So some years
Wow.
later, she's still here. So to God be glory. Introduce
Yes.
yourself, sis.
Yeah, it became a conflict.
Oh, it is. Oh, come on. Come on.
She said it became a conflict of interest. Introduce yourself.
It did, but anyway, my name is Annette. What am I introducing? What am I saying?
You talking about you.
Well,
Jeez.
first of all, the Annette, and I always call you Annette, and you always say it doesn't matter.
Long it's Annette or Annette, it's fine. Not Anita, not Antoinette, not Antoinette,
Annie?
not Annie, not Ann.
Ann.
Annie Pooh?
Annette. No, not Annie Pooh. Please don't do that. So,
right,
yes,
sorry.
my name is Annette. I am a member of the Court of Christ since 2009, actually.
Wow.
Woo.
Yep.
Wow.
I came July 2009 because it was right after my mother passed that March. And I
Wow.
was a co-laborer when the Court of Christ was 3 o'clock,
That's right.
Old Frederick Road.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Old York Road.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. 2009.
She put me on the west side. East Baltimore.
Oh, York Road, yes. When they was over there at that small church
Mm-hmm.
with the big podium thing
Yeah.
in the middle
Yep.
of the eyesight.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think it was 4 years later when I actually became an actual member.
Right.
Because it conflicted with the previous church that I was at.
Okay.
Because then he moved the service up when they moved here. He moved the service up to 10 o'clock. So then it was like, I got to make a decision because I can't do both at the same time. So, yeah.
Okay.
I am a classmate of Pastor, so we both graduated from Emerson 1997.
Oh,
Yes.
1900s.
Hey, it was the best, listen, it was the best year. It was the best year ever. As
Wait a
Jerome
minute.
would say, that was my year.
Yo, hold up. Y'all
Best
graduated
year.
in 19 what?
1997. That was the best year ever. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't
That's
come
a blessing.
for us.
Wow.
Don't come for us.
No, it's amazing. I'm just
Yes,
it's cool.
1997.
all right.
So, um, I am a 9 to 5er with the government, the Food and Drug Administration. I also have my own business, brownlockchic.com, BROWNLOCCHIC.com. So you
All
can
right
check it
now.
out anytime. Plus, I'm on TikTok, so I'm on TikTok live if you see me making faces.
Okay.
Because they were talking
Oh,
to
you
me
live
for
on
a little
TikTok?
bit. Yeah, they were
Okay.
talking to me while y'all were like back and forth, and I was like I was livid. Like, hopefully they can understand what I'm saying.
What's your give us the information again? It was
So it's
The website.
brownlockchic.com, BROWLOCCHIC. I'm also on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Eventually YouTube right now, but it's kind of like, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Outside of that, I am a mom of a 17-year-old boy, Trayvon. In his absence, he's with his dad today, who's on the autism spectrum. He just started 12th grade today,
wow.
and he'll be 18 in November. So we are working on his transition plan to adulthood,
Okay.
which he will officially graduate in 2028. So I
Nice.
have 5 years to get my life together.
Wow.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, so the adult plan is 5 years, or is that what
Yeah,
you said?
it's within the next 5 years because we have to
Okay.
start now. So
Okay.
then once he gets
That's
out,
cool.
everything will be in place. So
That's
it's
great.
looking to see if he'll be able to work. I said, well, yeah, like, if he can be a supervisor, because he don't like nobody telling him what to do, but he'll tell you what to do. So yeah, so we're doing that. So we have to do like extra testing,
Okay.
just so they can have all of the paperwork. It's like I had to go back to like 2007 and find out like when he was first diagnosed and all that.
Wow.
Thankfully, his primary doctor was able to find it, and she didn't charge because, you know, when you ask for certain
Yeah,
medical
you have to pay for those
documentation,
documents.
they're like $25.
Mhm.
And she was like, oh, no, I'll look. And then she emailed it to me. I said, oh, bless her heart.
Yes. That's good. So so what does that process look like? It's like what is the
You said $25.
Yeah, they charge $25 for certain
Per-
medical
per-
documents. Yeah.
if you sometimes you need several
Really?
Yeah.
documents.
$25 per document?
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah,
depending on what it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
It's $25.
And if
yeah.
you need them from multiple like facilities or multiple
Mhm.
people that had to be forwarded to, it kind of adds up
Yeah.
Oh.
for paper.
Last time I needed something, it was $25.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had to pay $25. Yep.
Okay. That's something new.
Your shot record is free, but other stuff you
Everything
gotta
else.
The
pay
first
for.
one is free.
The
Yeah.
first one. You got to pay for more? You got to pay for them too?
If you need
After
some
your
more.
first one, you have there could be a fee charge.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You
know
have
that?
to pay for your medical
So,
records.
you should be keeping this stuff then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
making
So they-
copies of
so
your
they-
own.
Make copies of your own,
When
right?
you get it, you should make
Yeah.
get a little folder and
Oh.
kind of keep your medical records because you get charged for them.
Even if they email them, they still got to pay?
Some they normally don't email
Is
that
it-
kind of stuff.
Is
It
there
would have to
reason
be
why?
classified
Is there a reason
because
why?
it's sensitive information. I mean, unless you have a like a workspace that is encrypted.
Yeah, but
And
they'll
then you
send them.
can-
They'll send them in. I get encrypted emails.
Yeah.
So I have to, and then I got to put like a password in,
Mm-hmm.
and then I can pull up the information.
Okay.
Yeah, but like a document like that, I should have been charged for it, but she just went ahead and sent it to me.
Okay. Learning something new. All right. Keep
So
on.
save your files and
Yeah,
Yeah,
get
yeah,
some copies,
save your,
everybody.
yeah, save your copies.
Save it to your
like
email.
literally
Wow.
save
Get a
it.
scan drive and keep all
Wow.
the important
Wow.
documents there.
Put it
Wow.
in your emails.
Yeah.
Print out a copy. Put it in your safe
Wow.
deposit box,
Yep.
or
Send it to
you gotta
yourself.
Save, yes.
So it's
Okay.
saying your
Save it.
sent
You
messages.
never know when you gotta go back and get it.
Yeah, some
Yeah.
of that stuff you want to forget.
Yes.
Right.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
Even your transcripts, like for school and stuff, you have to pay for those documents every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
And most
Mhm.
employers and most like new schools you go to, they require you to have an unopened copy of your transcript.
Yeah.
So.
So you, but with those, you can send those electronically, and then you can have it sent directly
Yeah,
to
to
the institution.
yeah.
Good. Okay.
So that's helpful versus having to go up to the university and ask for it, and then hopefully they mail it and it get there.
Right. In
Don't break
time.
the seal, bro. Don't break the seal.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Pretty much.
Okay.
much.
What else we knowing about? What else about you?
Well, I recently went back to school. So originally,
Okay.
I graduated from Coppin State University with my
Nice.
English degree in publication and production.
Y'all not gonna
Beautiful.
wait for this. Wait,
Hold
wait
on.
for this. Wait for this. Wait for this. Tell her what you're going to school for.
I'm going to school for now.
Yeah.
Psychology. Look at her face. Why?
Nice.
Come on, motivation. Come on. Come on.
Yes.
Okay.
Come on. Speak, Lord. Your servant is listening.
I have an extreme interest in psychology.
Yes, I'm going back for
Beautiful.
psychology, which it's more so for me prepping for when I retire.
Okay.
So I want to do like life coaching and
Give me another one.
independent couples counseling, parenting
Okay.
counseling, dealing with other parents that
Beautiful.
have children with special needs. So I'm looking into my concentration to be like behavioral
Beautiful.
and mental stuff. So we'll see, because the topics are all over the place. So I gotta read the descriptions very, very carefully
That's
from what I
good.
did the first time when I went to school. The first time I went to school was like, just as long as it don't have no math, all right, I'll pick that. That's how I picked it. It ain't had no math. I was like, cool.
So
Which is not, kids, that is not a good idea. Do not do that.
I
Okay.
know. A lot of
Talk
people
to
do
your
that.
counselor.
I asked her why she going to school. Guess what she told me?
What?
So I can call her a doctor and that.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's right.
See,
That's
y'all got to
it.
call
Get my
me
credentials
doctor.
That's
right,
right.
okay?
Y'all, you
That's
got to,
right.
Pastor,
That's
you got to
it.
introduce me as doctor and that.
That's right.
Yeah.
That too.
Oh,
Dr.
my
A.
That too.
God.
Then when you write my name down,
Yes,
That's
yes.
cool.
PH dot D
Yes.
dots. Don't
So
forget
you're
my
going to
dots.
get your doctorate in psychology.
We will see,
Okay.
but that's
That's the
kind of
goal?
the plan right now. But
Okay.
we will see once I get through the preliminary part that I have to do,
That's good.
which I'll be finished that, and I think it's projected like 2025. So,
Nice. Okay.
so
And
I'll
then
know
from
sometime
there,
next year what I'll do.
you'll be able to write prescriptions and everything if you get the doctorate.
No, I ain't trying
If you
to
do the
all that.
doctorate, I think it kind of comes
Um,
with it.
I think it depends on which one I select. If I like go get my license and stuff like that,
Okay.
it just depends on which one.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Woo.
Excellent. That's good. Thank you so much, sis, for sharing that.
What else ain't that?
It's
What
a
else?
lot.
What else ain't that?
Come
Come
on,
on,
tell
come on.
us.
Come on, bring it.
I guess that's it for right now. I mean, I wouldn't know unless you asked me a question. I wouldn't know what to
What to say?
say. Yeah.
Okay, who are you?
Oh gosh, I'm Big Sister Gorgeous one. That's
Oh
What
no!
are
Stop!
you?
Stop! We stop. Hold up! Hold up! We starting already. We starting already.
Oh.
So you see how fast she said this? She said that real fast. Big Sister Gorgeous one. So now we know how she thinks about herself. You know what this is? I don't know where that come from. I
I
don't
have
know.
a high esteem of myself.
High esteem of
All
herself.
right.
Okay.
It's a Cat Williams. That's how
Oh,
he said.
my.
You got. That's what self-esteem means. You have
Oh.
a high esteem of yourself.
This
Okay.
is funny.
Let's
This
go.
is hilarious.
Let's go.
Tell us, what does this mean?
What
And
does
where
this
did you get
mean?
this from? Did you ever suffer with low self-esteem?
I did.
Why and how? Tell us the story.
I guess because I was always a loner. There was no one around to really, I guess, glean from. There wasn't really the kids around. They were either well advanced and trying to get me to do, peer pressure. So middle school was horrible. I was bullied because another student, her name was Annette, and she got mad at me because I was still friends with this girl who was dating her ex-boyfriend, and they really weren't even necessarily cool. So I'm like, well, what I got to do with
It's
that?
middle school love and hip hop stuff.
Yeah. So it was just crazy. So she got the whole crew, so to speak, class 731.
Did we go to the same middle school too, right? Which
No, I
middle
went to
school
Roland Park.
I went to. Oh,
Yeah, I went
you're
to Roland
smart.
Park.
You went to, right,
I
okay.
went to
I
Roland
went to
Park.
West Baltimore Middle.
No. No.
Rock Glen.
No. I
Go
did
ahead.
not go
Glenn.
there.
Go ahead. Go
Right.
ahead.
Yeah,
Glenn.
and so from there, I had got teased a lot for my figure, my looks, and then the girls would tease me, said, I had a bunch of toilet paper, and then,
Toilet paper?
Yeah.
Like what does that mean?
Stuffed
It
in
would-
certain places.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
And it was like, no,
was
no.
haters.
And I mean, it was, and I'm just like, what? Then it was like, oh, are you being promiscuous? No. And I'm like, and then I was looking at him like, why should I be like, it was kind of like baffling to me. I wasn't getting it. Like, I don't understand.
You got to talk about that.
Like, what is going on?
Come on. Listen.
It was, I was forced to have my first kiss with this one guy, and it was just like horrible. And I'm like, you forced me to do that? And it was just
So this is middle school stuff.
middle school.
Wow.
Wow. And so
Middle
now
school.
you really don't know what they're saying to you or why they're saying what they're saying to you.
Yes, exactly.
When did the light turn on?
The light turned on when I got to high school. Because then it's like it followed me to high school.
Right.
And the guys came out and was like, we don't want to be friends with you. We just want, and I was just like, oh, well, dang, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, and then I don't know if you remember Ramonte,
Mm-hmm.
me and him was real cool. So then he would tell me like what the guys were saying,
Yeah.
which made the girls think I was doing something.
So you really had no clue,
I had no clue.
or are you,
Wow.
or were you acting oblivious?
No, I literally had no clue.
Really?
But I
I
feel
had
like
no
people
clue.
people feel like a woman that's, you know what I'm saying, shapely or whatever is just acting
Yeah.
like she doesn't know.
But I had no clue because my home environment, it was just like me and my mom and my stepdad.
Mhm.
And then I barely watched television. It was just, I was just, I don't know where I was. I was
Right,
gone. And,
right.
and then dealing with what was going on there. And then by the time I would get to school, I'd be like, okay, let me make up some stuff just in case if they ask me, like, for Christmas, oh, what'd you get for Christmas? I didn't get anything for Christmas. But I would say, oh, I got a bedroom set and a television, because you can't show that. I can't come
Right.
to school with
Mhm.
my bedroom
Okay,
set.
I got
So
it.
I would
I
make
got
up
it.
stuff, because then I'm like,
Wow.
what's the big deal? Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand. Then
Right.
it was,
Mhm.
oh, you don't do Halloween? No, I'm supposed to, because I never got a,
I see.
I never went to Halloween because I didn't get a costume.
Right. Okay.
Got it.
So it was things that would happen at home. Then by the time I get to school, it's like, oh, I didn't, like, oh, I didn't know, like I was supposed to.
Okay. So that made you kind of a loner, or you were already a loner, and then
All of it made me a loner. And then with just how people would react towards me, it just, just low self-esteem. I didn't like my skin color.
Mhm.
My hair was a mess, which, hey, now I got locks, so they would tease me about my hair.
Mm.
Then it was like nobody wanted to do my hair. Oh, it's too thick and this and that and da-da-da. And
Wow.
then the person who would do my hair, she acted like she didn't want to do it. So of course my hair reacts to you not wanting to do my hair, so it's not going to do what you want it to do. Then it
Right.
was, well, why you don't know how to do your hair? You should know how to do it. And it was just like, what? I'm like, I'm a kid.
Right.
It's like, I don't understand.
Right. Wow.
So yeah. So then I watched A Different World. That's where I got it from. When Whitley, she became the sorority girl, and she was like, "I am Big Sister Gorgeous One. I am Big
That's
Sister
where you
Gorgeous
get
One."
it from.
And then ever since she
Oh.
said it, I was like, I like that.
Wow.
I am Big Sister Gorgeous One.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I got a reference for where I get the stuff
That's where I
from.
was. That's where I was
Okay.
come from.
I
Okay,
figured
good,
you would.
good.
So
That's
then
good.
when people
That's good.
ask me, that it's kind of like an icebreaker. Like I'll just say that because it kind of breaks the
Oh, it
ice.
broke this
and
ice.
It's,
Yeah.
and it's like you can relax.
What is
It's
the story?
cool. Because some people would think, oh, she's so serious, or she uptight, or she's not like, no, you just talk to me. It's all right. Ask me a
Wow.
question. And I'm a true Aquarius. If you don't ask me, I don't know what to tell you.
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
Okay.
Let me ask you. So, with when you were younger, I think you said in middle, like how old were you when someone asked you, were you promiscuous? Like, what's the youngest age that someone asked you that?
I probably was like 13.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the 6th grade, whatever grade that is. It was the 6th grade. Literally.
That's like 11.
It was like, well,
Right?
then that's no, it's like, well, because my birthday's in February.
Okay, so
So
you
I
was
probably was 12 then.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just think that's
and they were
concerning.
already. Here we go, because Roland Park is on the east side. Should have known. They already, and I'm just like, huh?
Wow.
Like,
I just think that's concerning for anyone to ask a like 11 or 12-year-old. Are they promiscuous because they're
and this,
shapely?
but they were all doing it.
They were doing
Yeah, they were
okay.
doing their thing, and I was just like,
Wow.
I was like, huh? Just imagine if social media was out then.
Oh my gosh. Yikes. They started
Yeah.
early.
Yeah, they started early. It was crazy. They was trying to get so my friend group, they were just trying to get. It was like everybody had to be doing it,
Mhm.
and then they tried to get me, and it was just like, that ain't happening because I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, what are we doing here?
You
Wow.
just didn't know.
Like I knew what they were talking about.
Right.
Like I knew the birds and the bees,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it was
yeah,
just
yeah.
trying to figure out why
Where
are we
do I
talking
fit in?
about
Where
this?
do I
Like,
fit in this?
and then it's like, why is it an issue? Why is it a
Mhm.
problem? Oh, so you still a virgin? Yeah, is something wrong? Like,
Right.
and I'm like, ew, you look. What?
Right.
Guys lie.
not.
We lied. All of us. Now I don't know what they do today, but back in the day, we were lying
About
about being
Not being
about
virgins?
being sexual. Guys were lying.
Well, guess what? I wasn't
Lot of
sticking
them.
around to
You
find out
found
if
out.
you was or if you wasn't. 'Cause I
Guys
didn't care. You
all-
wasn't coming over here.
Guys
No.
always lied, and then when they get their first experience, it's a moment of embarrassment. because, and it's only embarrassed because you had actually put this facade up that you did
Yeah.
A, B,
That you
and C
knew.
because you knew what you were doing, and so all of us men know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, transparent moment. Remember my first time, transparent moment. I did like 40 push-ups. I don't even know why I did them. So I said I go to the bathroom. I went to the
hilarious.
bathroom, but I did 40 push-ups. I remember doing push-ups. I just did not know. I was just so nervous. I don't know if I had to get the adrenaline. I don't know what. I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember doing push-ups.
That's
And
funny.
then yeah. What an embarrassing night.
Not push-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah, so guys lie about that stuff. And, I guess kids being kids and trying to be, what I call adults,
Yeah.
And today is a different day.
Right.
My day was a little bit, but today is a different
Very
it's
different.
intense.
day.
It's intense.
It is. It's real today. So
It's intense.
life goes on. Keep
It
on
really
going.
does.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you said you dealt with low self-esteem. And my question is, how long did you deal with it? Did you deal with it as an adult? And did you snap out of it? You know what I'm saying? Was it a gradual growth period or a gradual point when you said, you know what, I am this big sister, gorgeous one? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm this. I am woman. Hear me roar. And I am not what they say I am, or I am better than what others think about me, or even what I thought about myself. You know what I'm saying? When did you just say, okay, I'm not dealing with this?
2015.
Whoa. Whoa.
Now, one thing about
Whoa.
Annette,
Whoa.
she don't remember them dates
Wait a
and the
minute.
descriptions.
And that
Very
this
descriptive.
is serious.
She
This
did
is
like
serious.
this.
This is
2015. We are
serious.
You don't know until
unscripted.
you don't know until you
Wow.
ask the questions.
You dealt with
My
low
God.
self-esteem until about, I guess this is 2023. So if I'm doing my math correct, y'all smarter than I am, Roland Park, 8 years ago.
Yes.
So
Blue
8
ribbon.
years ago, you said, I'm not dealing with this anymore. 8
Yeah.
years ago.
8 years ago.
Let us hear it. Let us hear this transition, please. Because you was a part of this church.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
let's go.
So in 2015, my cousin passed away in August 2015. Then
She was in my class too.
No, she wasn't. She
Not
went
that
to
class?
Northern. No,
Not
no,
Jamila?
you talking about Hope?
Oh, Hope. Okay. No,
But Hope was
Jamila.
99. Jamelia.
Jamelia.
No, she went to Northern.
I was in school.
You
with
must know. So
Jamelia
you
in
must have went to.
elementary school.
Okay, yeah, Jamelia.
Yeah, she was real tall.
Mhm.
She's always teased me. I know we people. always tease me. She wasn't probably
God.
part of my low self-esteem.
Hey.
Always teased
May
me.
she rest in peace.
May she rest. She was cool.
Jamelia.
She was cool. Now I ain't gonna
Don't come for my girl there.
She
That's my
was.
girl.
We was in first, second, third, and fourth and fifth together.
Okay.
Yeah. She was always taller.
Oh, you know what? And she came with me one time
To church.
To
Yeah,
church.
Say,
yeah.
I know
She
Jamelia.
did,
I know. Yeah.
Jamelia.
Jamelia. Last name?
She said
Jamelia.
Jamila.
What's her name? Because we used to
Owens.
call Owens. We used to call her
Jamelia
Jamala,
Owens.
and she used to go off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jamelia.
Probably why she gave you a hard time.
Jamelia.
My name
She
right.
was. She was cool. She was real cool. Yep. I remember. And guess what I remember about her? I remember her. I didn't see her for like maybe 10, 15 years. It's been a while. So we're talking about elementary school till an adult. So it could be 20 years. I didn't see her. And when we looked at each other, we said, yup, same person. I mean, she ain't say nothing to me. I ain't say nothing to her.
Wow.
I said, she's still tall. She could be, yeah, he's still short. And then it was like, same thing. Like, we didn't even.
That's hilarious.
We didn't even. It was like, yup, same person. Then like, oh, man. Go ahead. Tell the story. 2015.
So yeah, so a lot had happened prior to. So prior to that, I was married and divorced. I was dealing with a special needs child. My mother passed in 2009, which left a lot of unanswered conversations. I won't say unanswered questions, just conversations I wish I had with my mom before she passed. And right at the time when we were getting up to that point where I could just sit and talk with her, time just left us or whatever. So then I was pushing for the cousins. So it was like 4 of us to like, let's hang out, let's, do stuff. And then that April, I think we all went out. And then when she passed in August, it was just like, life is short because she was so young.
How old was she? she passed?
Oh gosh. Let's see, like 36. She probably about 36. Yeah, we all
Wow.
same.
We
Yeah,
all
she
the
was.
same age. She was the same
She's
age.
April 4th.
Yeah, sound
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, so she was 36. And I remember before she passed, one of the last conversations we had, she was telling me like not to be ashamed of Trayvon. She was like, when you're dating people, just get it out the way and tell them and different stuff like that. So she would always advise me on certain things and how to deal with my son. And she was basically my diary. She literally took some things. No, she took a lot to the grave with her, literally.
Wow.
Except for one. And she was like, what was it? I said, well, when I wanted to tell you, you didn't want to talk to me about it. So, no. And she was like, I want to know. I said, nope. So she only knows is one thing she don't know about me. But everything else she literally took to the grave with
Wow.
her. So she was definitely my secret keeper. And then when she passed, it was like a part of me left too.
Mm.
So it was kind of like, all right, girl, you gotta get yourself together. You just gotta do it. You can't keep living like this. You can't be woe is me. You cannot be the victim.
Mm.
You be all right. Get over it. Next. And then I just kept telling myself that. And then I moved that November, and that kind of hit me too because then it was like, dang, she should be here to help celebrate with me, and just different stuff like that. So then her passing just really just kind of shook me in a way of like I need to get over myself and just get over it.
Mm.
Like it just is what it is.
And it was sudden.
Yeah.
The passing was sudden.
Yes.
I remember that day.
Yes.
Mm.
It was a weird day.
Yeah.
Remember
Wow.
the day she called me. It was just,
Yeah. It
Mm.
was. It was
Pastor
crazy.
called Pastor. This to
Wow.
ABC, and I remember Annette called me crying and just said, "What do I do?"
Mm.
Yeah, I was at the hospital. Yep.
called me
She
crying,
was. Yeah,
yeah.
she was in triage, and
Yep.
we was. Yeah, it was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
And I
crazy.
just said, "Whisper the Lord's prayer, and God's will be done."
And I
Wow.
did do that, and a tear
Yeah.
came down her eye, and I was just like,
Wow.
yeah, it was. Whew, it was.
Mm.
That
Yeah,
was
that was something. That was
lot.
something. That was.
that hurt me worse than when my mother passed. Like
Wow.
that was. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. We say stuff like that. That certain people hit you
Yes.
more than your parents.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because my dad passed away, and I can deal with that. It hurts. But y'all know a lady we had in here named Suzanne Nelson.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
remember last
can't-
time we saw her. Yeah.
That really hurt.
Mm.
My father's my father.
Right.
But that hurt right there. I
Yeah.
just can't get over. It's just
Wow.
interesting who touches
Yeah.
your heart the way
Yes.
they do.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's great. Well, I mean, because we had such a
True.
close relationship and we dealt with a lot of things at the same time. Her mom and my mom were really close. And then I remember when certain things would happen with my mom, it's kind of like she would talk to Jamelia to talk to me. Like Jamil was that buffer person. Well, I'm telling you because I know, how Ann is and I need you to, be there. Da, da, da. So it was like she pushed us to be close. So the kind of relationship me and her had, it was always hopeful that me and my mom would have the same type.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
that's how that came about.
And so that's when, but after that moment, that's when you said, you know what, no more self-esteem, no more low self-esteem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be who I am. Was that transition gradual or just immediate,
It
let
was
me-
gradual because
was
you know,
gradual.
yeah, because you always have those friendly reminders that try to creep back up
Yeah,
and
yeah,
certain
yeah.
stuff. And then ironically, I did, as I referenced Cat Williams, I saw a show with him and he was, he gave his definition of that. And it was like a high esteem of yourself.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, and I'm like, yeah, yourself, like you have to do it. So it's like, I have to do this. Like,
Right.
the Bible says you have to think yourself happy.
Amen.
Because I can't depend on other people. So it was me, I guess, in my lonerness, I was trying to depend on other people, being codependent on having other people give me whatever it was that I felt like I needed or
Mhm.
missing. And it was like,
Mhm.
no, I got to do it because I
Right.
can't sit around and wait for other people because then that means I got to sit around and probably open up and then they probably won't know how to take it. And then, it's just a big mess.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You ever had to deal with that? Low self-esteem?
Yeah, definitely. For me, it started as a young child. I think dealing with weight issues and things like that. I always had some issues with low self esteem, but I always kind of laughed it off, I always made myself to be the class clown. So I kind of would tell some jokes and kind of like get the attention off of certain things that I might not have wanted people to like accentuate on.
Right.
I definitely dealt with that over the years, and I actually honestly just got over that also in
Really?
my adult years. As far as
Whoa.
low self esteem, the thing, my low self esteem didn't really stop me from moving ahead, like doing the things I guess that I wanted. Like I know it can be a hindrance to some people, but I didn't kind of, even though I knew it was there, I didn't really let it kind of stop the things I wanted to do, if that makes sense. So I didn't stop speaking in front of people. I didn't stop, you know, making friends with certain people, or like feeling like I needed to kind of be low key to not. I'm not saying that's you. I'm just saying in general,
Right,
like
right.
it can kind of be a hindrance, but it was a hindrance, but it wasn't. It didn't stop the relationships that I built in the meantime.
Did anything have to do with parental validation, or the validation that y'all didn't get from y'all parents?
I'm sure.
Would you say that? Could
I
we
can
could
say
we
that.
say that? I mean,
I think I could because I didn't for me, I felt like everything else was chosen over me.
okay.
And I was pretty much a good kid. I didn't cause any. My grandma will say I was boy crazy. I'm like, well, that's typical. Once I realized, okay, I'm in the present now. Yeah, let me start liking boys. Other than that, I was a good kid. Like so for me, it was like I should be what my parents had needed to get over, certain struggles and challenges. So especially like for my mom, it was like, pick me, let me be your strength, let me be what it is that you need to get over whatever it is that you're going through. That's why I wish, unfortunately, we didn't get those conversations for me to hear her side of the story. So a lot of what I know of her is what family and friends say. And then for me, I just have glimpse of my experience with her, but it's never been, well, Mom, what do you say? What happened? Like, what didn't happen? How do you think a certain thing?
Y'all had a healthy relationship?
I mean, it was okay. So for my mom, she struggled to the point where she wasn't the type to involve people. So when she was in her,
She was private.
yeah, so she kept everything private. She didn't, at some point, I guess when it got to be too much, then that's how I ended up with my grandmother. So she didn't leave me in it a lot. So, it was just like, and then from there it was, I'm just hearing their side. I'm hearing, everybody's, like, I don't even know my dad's side of the story. Like, because it's like, okay, Dad, you tell me, like, what's the side of the story from your experience?
So I hear you talking, but not talking. So I'm going to respect that. But I will ask you to grade the relationship then, from I guess 1 to 10. Where would your relationship be? Where would it be?
1 being the
Lowest, 10 being the highest, 10 being the
Closest.
apex, the closest.
Closest.
Thank you.
I mean, I can't even say we necessarily didn't have a relationship because it was like she was present, but she wasn't present. So she wasn't mean to me. She didn't talk bad about my dad. It was just, I'm just there, and she's just there.
coexisting.
Yeah, like we're just coexisting with each other. So it wasn't like, oh, we were the best of friends when when I was there, or we were enemies, we were fussing, or whatever.
Got
Or
it.
she, it was.
Like coworkers. Because it's like, your maybe too much.
Yeah, not
Like you.
I would just
Like
say,
this, she did buy milk and cookies now.
It's like,
well, I don't know, because one time I asked her, she wouldn't to leave out the house. She said, "Hey, what you want to eat?" I said, "Some Chinese food." She said, "Okay." She came back with a pack of ramen noodles. was
Okay.
like,
So
this
now
ain't
this,
no
that was close to Chinese
no.
food.
That's serious. That's serious.
Okay, we got to talk about that.
That's
man.
serious.
'Cause I feel like she tried.
No. That's serious to a child. When a child, whenever you are with a child or you have one, and we all got children, and they ask you for something when you leave the house, and they ask you to bring something back. That's like a big moment for them. They are anticipating. So for you out there minding your business.
Yeah.
You ain't even thinking about it.
Right. I
You know,
wasn't.
so you're just rolling. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But on their mind, that's it.
That was a
We
big
are waiting.
deal.
That was a big deal. I'm telling you, for
Yeah.
me,
It's a big-
my father,
okay.
and for my
It's a-
son,
yeah.
like Princeton.
What's up?
When I say Princeton, Dad, bring me this, and it could be something like a juice. He like Prime juices. It's called Prime, like an energy drink, a hydration drink.
Oh yeah, I had one of those the protein shakes.
Yeah. He like those Prime drinks. If he say, where you going? Can you bring me this back? If I don't bring it back, his day is ruined. I mean, he could have the best time ever at home, on the drums or whatever like that. There is something about a father or a mother bringing you something back that you've been waiting on.
Yeah.
It's almost a letdown.
Yeah, I don't like that. Because the
I
thing was,
see.
the thing was,
Yeah.
I was so hit.
Go ahead, go for
I'm
it,
gonna
go
paint
for
the
it.
picture. I
Paint the
was in-
picture,
Go
and
ahead.
then I'm gonna paint
in
mine.
the-
Go
I
ahead.
was in the living room minding my business.
Still even remember the place.
Oh,
And I
you didn't
think
even ask her for it.
No, because
She
I
asked
think
you what you
I
wanted.
think I finally got a chance because it was me, my
Still remember
mom,
the place.
and my step. We was in the apartment on Cathedral Street.
And the address.
I knew she was.
There was-
The descriptions.
Yes, it's right there
Come
across
on.
the street from the Enoch Pratt
Yes,
Library,
right across the
right there on the
street.
corner.
Wow.
Yes,
Where the old New Psalmist?
yeah, up the
Okay.
street from Old New Summers, right there where the Catholic
Wow.
Church is still
Yes.
there. That building was haunted.
Yes.
That's another story. But
Ah.
anyway, and I was finally, I said, oh, good, they leaving. I can watch television because it was us three, one television. And of course, as you know, if you the child, you got to watch what they want to watch. So I was more excited about watching television. And you want something to eat? Yeah. What do you want? Chinese food. That's all I said. So it was whatever she brought back from China, I was good. She came back, I was so mad. I said, well, then what you ask me for? See, that's the thing. Don't ask me, and then I tell you, and then don't do
Did
it.
you ask her what happened?
No, because I'm a kid. So
You just
I
mad.
just went-
You
I
just
just-
mad.
So
just-
I
the
went
day
in the
is
kitchen
ruined.
and I cooked the
Oh
ooza
my
noodles.
gosh.
But I was mad, and until this day, that is so. When somebody asks me that, I'm like, that's my example right there. That
Ah.
day is what shaped that view of me now. You know, I had a friend of mine. He said,
Okay.
you know, you want something to drink? I was like, yeah, just get me a soda because I wanted something sweet. So I'm like, I'll do a soda. He comes back with something. I said, that's not what I asked for. And I said,
I'm the
what you
same
brought was
way.
worse than what I asked
I'm
for.
the
Why did
same
you
way.
ask
But y'all can't
me?
take that out on people
Woo.
today.
Yes,
That's not
no,
fair. Y'all
yes,
got to
it-
deal with those things.
No,
Yes,
because
yes.
it still happens. That's the
Yes.
thing. Don't ask me. Like if I don't ask you, we're not talking about it. We chilling. Like, again, I'm minding my business. You ask
I got an example for
me,
you.
and then you in turn, you're taking yourself to go, and I'm thinking you're gonna get what I asked
We going
for.
through some childhood drama here, y'all.
Because here's the thing. For
It
me,
is.
here's the thing. I don't ask for much.
You
That's
don't.
it.
I
I
don't.
get it.
That's
I get
it.
it.
I don't ask for much.
So
And if
when
I
you do
Tell me,
ask-
please. That's it.
if I ask and or
Don't leave
if
me
you
hanging. Don't leave me hanging.
and
Thank
or
you.
and or if you ask me and I tell you, because sometimes I go, no, I'm good. But then if I
don't
in
ask for
turn go, you know
nothing.
what? Let me go ahead and let you bless me. Okay, fine. And then you turn around and you still do what you want to do.
Why did you?
Let me ask you this.
What are we doing?
If
I'll
somebody,
get so upset.
let me ask both of you. All right, so if somebody asks you for something, I mean, if asks you if you want something and you tell them specifically what they want, and then they go and try to get it and they didn't have it, and then they come back and tell you that, listen, I really attempted to get it, but the store was out, and then I went to the other one around the corner, they didn't have it either.
That's fine.
So I bought you a juice because that's all we had.
That's
No.
fine.
Can you
For me,
forgive
that-
it? Or are you
No.
still
For me,
upset?
it's okay.
For me, it's not.
So it's the
that-
communication for you.
For me, it's okay. No, the thing is,
Should it
if
have
they
been
have,
verbalized?
no, the thing is, if they have what I asked for, that's what I want. Don't
Right.
turn around and give me a substitution.
Right.
That's
But
what it
if
is.
it's not there, so because then to me, okay, you still consider me. You was like, well, they don't have what she asked for, but let me at least not come back empty-handed. They didn't have this, but this is what I got.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, okay, thank you, I appreciate it.
Okay.
But don't come back with something else. And I'm like, well, what are we doing here?
Okay, we'll tell you my side of the story. This is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. Here go Anthony Fliggins' part. This is let me get in and tell you, you got the floor.
Okay. I got right mind.
Yeah, yes. Here's the deal. I like Annette. I am very independent. I am independent. You hear what I said? When I say independent, I am independent. I don't ask so much. I won't, and if I don't ask so much, and most times I won't ask at all, especially if I don't have a real close relationship
Exactly.
with you.
Yes.
I will not ask you at all.
Huh,
I
mum's
will
the
go
word.
without it,
Yes.
or I will try to work, but I am not going to say I need this. So that's how I am. That's just
Exactly.
how I'm hardwired.
Yeah.
And I've been that way for a long time.
This is true.
This is true. I just won't ask. And the reason I
true.
the reason I and the reason I don't like when someone bring me something that I did not ask for or they attempt to do it is because you bringing me what you think I want. And that's the problem.
Right.
And I don't want what you want. So now you say, well, maybe he wants this.
Right. You taking my
Something
choice away.
you took something away from me. You gave me something that
Yes.
you wanted me to have. Yeah, you gave me something you wanted me to have. Now all of a sudden, you're happy and I'm not. And then I'm supposed to smile because you're happy that you did something for me. I am at wit's end. I would rather you not buy me anything.
Amen.
Birthday, Pastor's Day, Labor Day, Memorial Day, Christmas
New
Day,
Year's
Thanksgiving Day, whatever day comes. If I can't get what I ask for, and if I ask you for a certain book, I ask for a book. I want this book right here.
Yeah.
And you in turn give me a card from Barnes and Nobles. I am completely upset.
Okay.
Because it was the journey that mattered. It was the fact that you actually looked forward,
Right.
thought about it. I did not ask you for you
A
went the
gift
easy
card.
way out. You bought me a gift card from Barnes and Nobles when I asked you for a particular book. AKA, I'm not going to get the book for you. You go get it for yourself and I give you the money. I didn't ask you for the money for the
Right.
book. I asked for this book. Now, here's the deal. I may ask somebody else for another kind of book, or you know what I'm saying, something different. But that's what I asked for. If I asked for a certain Bible and my church throw me a party, y'all happy? I'm not. I asked for this Bible for a reason, because at this moment, that's what I wanted,
Right.
and that's it. It's not a. I'm not going to hold a grudge or nothing like that.
Right, right.
But I am saying you the kind of person that give me what you want without even considering if I want it or not. And I just think that's kind of selfish. Now let us have. Let you have it.
I agree. I think that is selfish, the people that do those kind of things. But what about the people that don't do those kind of things?
Then we just have
So
a
wait,
conversation.
let me just
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
because so it doesn't apply. I guess my question is that doesn't apply across the board. So if you typically have somebody that you ask, like for example, Prince. I mean, he's a kid, so I know it's kind of hard. But let's just say it was an adult. That typically everything they ask you, do you want? They bring it to you. In this particular time, they don't, or occasionally it happens and they don't. Are you still that kind of angry with them?
Completely.
Yeah.
Over the top.
Wow. So it
Yeah.
just nothing. There's just
There
nothing
is
even
there's
matters.
like a black and
You
white.
should have never asked.
You should have never asked.
You should have never
Wow.
asked. Like, don't ask. Like, cause here's
Wow.
the thing. If I,
I think
had,
y'all
it's, and,
spoiled.
and
If
it's
I
because
have
we don't
something-
ask for anything. That's
You're
what it
spoiled.
is.
but
You're
here's the thing.
spoiled.
If I have something in mind for you, Tia, then I'll just get it and be like, hey, Tia, I was thinking about you. Here it is. But then if I turn around and I don't do that and I say, hey, Tia, would you like, is it something you want in particular from, I don't know, H&M? And you like, yeah, girl, I saw this particular shirt. Here's the size. Okay, because I'm here now. I see it. But then I turn around and be like, you know what? She might not like the fit of that. I'm going to get this other shirt. But then did I not just call you and you confirmed?
But if they don't have it,
no,
then don't
no,
get it.
I'm showing you the shirt. They got the shirt.
That's
You're
different.
telling me the size, but
No,
it's the same thing.
I agree. Now I agree with that. If somebody makes that kind of choice, then they deliberately are choosing to not give you what you asked for,
That's
then they have some problems. I ain't talking about them.
Wait.
I'm talking about the people that's not doing that on purpose. It just kind of happens like that. I feel
it's
like
still purpose because you went in there knowing what I wanted and you still decided to do something else. So yeah, you did it on purpose.
y'all spoiled. I
And
think
no,
that,
it's not being spoiled. It's just about don't ask me for something and then you're not going to do it.
But if
Like
they
then
don't
don't do it.
But if they don't have it, then it's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
Okay.
just
That's
don't
better.
put yourself.
So
in
what
the,
I think is, so first of all, my parent, I think the way my parents kind of did it, or my parent did it, was that she didn't give me no choices. She said, would tell me specifically, like, I'm going to the store, I'm going to get some hot dogs, and you can either have hot dogs and this, or she gave me the choices that she knew was going to be there in an effort to not give, I guess, false hope.
and that's fine
And
because
that-
she told you like this
Yeah.
is what I'm doing. And
So I
you
can't
be
relate-
satisfied with either or, but
Yeah.
don't or like one time. My mom, we went when it was New York fashion, then, when Lexington Market was hot, when they had all the stores down there, all the
Lexington
Mortons
Lexington
and had all the
Market.
clothing stores. She'd be like, yeah, I'm going to get you this for Christmas and this and that. And I was just like, oh, okay. And then Christmas came, and I got a sweater that looked like Freddy Krueger. And I'm like, well, then why did you
Yeah.
show me all this
Right.
other stuff? So I'm thinking, oh, yeah, all the stuff I picked out. At that time, I was a 5'6". Yeah,
Mhm.
okay, I'm going to go to school. They going to be like, oh, look at Ann. Mm-mm.
So did you ever talk to her about that? Like some of those false
No,
promises?
because I was a kid.
Okay, so
To me, I didn't think I could.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
She probably would have. We probably could have had that conversation, but it just never.
never came up, but it
Yeah, it just
definitely
never came up.
clearly bothered you.
Yeah, it bothered me. It bothered
So how
me
does that
now.
change how you with Trayvon? Like, do you feel like that changes the way that you buy certain things for him, or
Trayvon
what
is
you
an
promise him,
exception
or-
to the rule because one, Trayvon is nonverbal, so I get to do whatever I want to do. So there's some ups and downs
Okay,
to having special needs.
because he's not gonna be like,
you
I
gotta
don't
look
want.
at what Pastor said. You gotta look at the other side.
Okay.
right.
Okay. So on the other side of him being nonverbal, he get what I give him.
Okay. Which
That's
is
it.
kind of what happened to you. Is that fair?
But
That's kind of what happened to you, though, right? To a certain extent, you too. Like when you saying that.
No, it
No,
doesn't happen
it's-
to me much.
no.
But I'm just when it does happen.
yeah, when it does.
It's
I'm
like
just
no,
saying
it,
that
it,
you
no,
tell
no,
all the
it doesn't happen often.
Okay.
But
it
just
is.
don't. But here it this way. Here it is. Here it is.
Okay.
Here is what I'm trying to say.
I
And I'll
understand
say-
what you're saying.
Yeah, don't think for me. I don't like when people think for me. I promise you don't know what I'm thinking.
Okay.
I promise that. And so when you know who you are and when you know how you're framed and what you know what I'm
Right.
saying, you already got it. You already have the life lined up, your thoughts, your ideas, your day, your week,
Right.
whatever. Don't inject what you want into what I'm doing.
Agreed.
Right.
Because 9 times out of 10, whatever I'm doing, and it's going to help me continue to do something.
Right.
So in my mind, I may ask you for something that's going to help me this next season of my life.
Right.
But you wanted to do something different.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean I can't do that, but it does mean that I may not involve you with anything else I'm doing.
But then it also means the person didn't take the time out to get to know you
that's-
enough to know certain things about me. So it's like, okay, you didn't even take the time out to like just learn some things to know if I do ask for certain things or if I don't, you'll know what to do.
And I used to preach it when I used to talk about my.
Are y'all upfront with people in relationships about that kind of
Oh,
stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
that's
I
good.
got time for that.
yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
as
I
long
know.
as you-
Yep,
long as
this
I
is
know.
right here.
You
Yep.
got the first 3 days.
Yeah. It was me. Yeah, now I talk. But then I used to. Well, a long time ago, I used to preach about. I don't preach about it no more. About my cheesesteak story.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah,
I
you
used
don't like the mayonnaise.
Thank you. I used to preach
Oh.
about cheesesteak.
And
Everybody
they will
remember
always
that, right?
still put mayonnaise on it.
Everybody, you know what I'm saying? The person look. Yeah, I had a cheesesteak story a long time, and that also went with the way I thought about God. Because people would often give God what they wanted, but never ask Him what did He
What did
want.
he want? Yes.
People would often give God what they want, but never God. What do you want from? What do you want from my life?
Even though
good.
they'll say your will be done,
Like,
not
you-
mine.
will.
Yeah.
And then, but don't ask Him, Lord. Okay, Lord, what do you want?
Yes.
They always say, God, this is what I want to do for you.
Yeah.
I want to praise you. I want to bless you. I want to give. I want to do this. I want to speak. I want to do this. I want to do that. But never ask the question, Lord,
What
do
do
you want? And
Yeah.
I'm going to be still until you tell me.
Right.
I'm not going to go into this charade about all the things that I want to do for the Lord because the things that I want to do for the Lord may not be what the Lord wants from me, or He may not want it from me at that time. Or that season. And so all of my desires will happen, but not right now. Now I could be at a place where now He wants me to learn, or now He wants me to be patient, or now He wants me to do whatever He wants me to do. When He wants me to give, He wants me to work. What do you want for me in my current state? Because when the Lord speaks to you, the Lord just has a sense of humor. He just sometimes He gives you the whole picture.
Listen.
Right.
And you don't know how to decipher that. So now God said, wait a minute, you start here. Start here. Start doing what? Like David, tending sheep. Start here. Start doing what I asked you to do. Tend sheep. And you like, how is this going to get me to the kingdom? Like I didn't know. Tend sheep. Watch over my flock.
Yes.
How this gonna make me rich? Watch over my flock.
Right.
How this gonna get me into a relationship? Watch over my flock. You know what I'm saying? And watching the flock got him all the things that he was actually asking for.
Stay with it.
Right.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? So, you know, so that's how God works, and that's how we should work with God.
Right.
The question is, you know what I'm saying? Even I start my day. Lord, what will you have me to do today?
Yes.
You know?
Definitely.
I always say the will of God is to be at the right place at the right time. That's how I define God's will for our lives. That's how I define God's will. It's not about how holy and how sanctified you are. And most people talk about holy and sanctified, but really they talking about being highly religious. Most people don't
Yeah.
even know what that means. You know what I'm saying? Because that varies from different people. Certain people can handle certain things. That's not a
Right.
blanket statement. That's not a blanket. So we try to blanket sanctification. Sanctification is not a blanket statement. It's not a blanket mark. Everyone is at a different place and a different stage in their life. And so we try to use the Old Testament, but the Old Testament was for a nation. America's not a nation. We're a company of nations.
Right. It's not even a country.
It's not even a country. It's
Mhm.
really a
Including-
corporation. We'll deal with that another time too.
Yes.
So you know what I'm saying? And then everybody, then some of the things that the Lord require from you, He will not require from me.
Right.
Some things He require from me, He will not require from you.
Right.
Why? Because you grew up a certain way.
Yeah.
So certain
Right.
things that you can stop immediately, that I may have issues stop me. You know. So we throw sanctification as a blanket statement. We give it a ceiling. It has no ceiling. And so, God, what do you want what do you want from me today? Is my opening prayer.
Yeah.
I just want to be at the right place at the right time.
Right.
If you say turn here, turn here. If you say go there, go there. If you do, I just want to be at that place within the confines of what I'm doing.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you'll find yourself blessing somebody, speaking to somebody,
Absolutely.
or somebody being a blessing to you,
Exactly.
or being right there when you got to make that phone call. Something happens like this, and I said that's where we should be at, and that's where we should be at because that's where Jesus was. He was always. You read the scripture, right place
At the right time.
at the right time, and I think that's what we should aspire to be.
Sure.
And so
Amen.
to God be glory. Yeah. To God be glory.
One thing I
Go
noticed
for it.
about and I'm just backtracking just a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Like with the
Let's go. Let's
no,
go.
no, not even there. Like with the like with the low self-esteem thing.
Okay.
I found that in relationships, like with men, like I didn't grow up with my dad in the picture, so I realized like when I did finally like start dating and getting into relationships, like a guy really wouldn't have to say that much to kind of make me giddy, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like somebody like, oh, you're so
Yeah.
beautiful, like because I
Yeah.
just wasn't used to that energy. I wasn't used
Right.
to those compliments in that kind of
Right.
way, and so I feel like that like affected like as far as like my self-esteem and things like that. That's the kind of stuff that I was good to go.
Right. But for me, I didn't get, oh, you're so beautiful. I got, oh, you're so cool. Oh, you're wifey material. It was everything but how do I look?
Really?
Really. So tell me, what would they say?
Wait.
Say that again?
Because your looks is what you got.
Huh?
It's when your looks is one of the things that you have.
Right. Well, but it was never communicated to me from those that I was actually interested in.
Okay.
So then it would be, oh, you're so
Oh.
cool, you're wifey material. I got a body. Okay, what? Okay, what? Am I pretty? Am I beautiful? Like, do I look nice in the
Really?
face? Yeah, it was.
You would go through
Yeah.
all that.
hmm
Oh wow. And then you would think about those things?
I would think
Okay.
about those things. I'll, look at myself in the mirror, and then, it was always a thing where I would notice. I don't even want to bring this up, but
Oh wait, you here now.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
the whole colorism thing, and it's like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
I know because she's actually lighter than me. I wanted to be. I watched Big Trouble in Little China.
Okay.
It's got a reference. It's an old movie
Yes, you do have a
with
reference.
Kurt Russell. I
And
can't remember the other
description.
guy.
And the leading
And
cast.
the girl in the movie, she was light skinned, green eyes, long hair. And matter of fact, I was in middle school. I wanted to look like her
Wow.
because the premise was to save this girl who was light skinned, green eyes, long hair. And then all around me, it was like everybody's lighter than me, and they're getting all, oh, she's pretty, and it's like, well, am I pretty?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Because people weren't like verbalizing that. It was more of a
those that I was interested in. Of
Right.
course, your family gonna say, "Oh, you're
Yeah.
beautiful, you're chocolate."
Oh, the people that you were interested
that I was
in.
interested in. Yeah,
wasn't giving
it was
you-
everything. But so it was just like, okay, yeah, you ain't about nothing. All right.
Really?
Okay.
Whoa, stop. Stop.
I understand.
You
that.
telling me they're not about nothing because they didn't find you interesting?
No, they
You can't-
found I was found interesting.
So-
So I know I'm interested.
Wait a minute, I'm not understanding that. But
But they didn't
because
call-
the
They
way,
didn't find me pretty, or they didn't say that I was pretty, or I was beautiful.
So if they didn't say that, you're trying to tell me they wasn't nothing, they weren't about anything.
They weren't about anything, and they weren't. So
Why?
and they weren't.
because they
How?
weren't, they
Why did you
weren't,
say that?
because they weren't.
What if they knew that preference?
Well,
Well, no. It was
Well,
these
as
were
I
guys you were
grew-
dating. This
Yeah,
you
No,
talking
she
about?
as
said
a-
she's interested in.
that I was interested, but as I grew,
But she was dating him, for example.
no,
No.
dating and
No.
those that those that I was interested in, if it didn't go far, okay, fine. But then those that I were dating, they never said
Said
it.
it. Wow.
So for me, if you ever notice, I'll say, "Hey, handsome. Hey, beautiful," because I'll project it on others.
Oh.
Because
Wow,
then
yeah.
in me, I'm like, okay, maybe just in case if they've never heard
Oh, I'm
it,
learning. Oh, I'm
then
learning.
I'll say it, or I'll say, "Hey, love,"
Oh,
because
you
maybe
do say that.
someone
Yeah.
never
You
has
do
said
say
love.
that.
Every now and then on Facebook, I'll say, "Have I told you I loved you lately? Have I told you I
Wow.
missed you lately?" And some people will actually say like yes or no. And if they said no, I will go, "I miss you," or "I
Aw.
love you." So for me, that's how I work through that. I'm like,
Okay.
okay, because I remember Pastor preach, whatever you want, you have to be that.
Be there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I am being what I want,
Beautiful.
and then in wanting it, I'm
Okay.
actually giving it to myself.
Oh.
So then when somebody else do give it to me, I can say, yeah, I'm Big Sister Gorgeous one.
Really? Okay.
Circling back to that.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you notice certain things, I say
you
so.
do say that. I know
and
you
then
do say
and then when it's appropriate.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
for some
yeah.
people, I can't say.
You definitely
hey,
can't say that.
You know, I can't say, "Hey, handsome," or
No,
"Hey,
no,
Yeah,
beautiful."
you gotta
that's
be
a-
careful.
that's
You
my-
can- you
that's
can
a-
always-
that's a wedding ring.
Well,
say
you
that.
can always-
You say
Gotta
handsome.
watch it. Handsome.
Well, you can always compliment a woman. It's the
Yeah,
men
it's
you
the men. You
really
gotta
can't.
take
You
it easy.
gotta,
Right, you gotta take it easy.
yeah, you gotta
And,
take it easy.
and those kind of men feel the same way you feel, but they don't
Yeah.
know how to deal with it.
Really?
Those kind of men, they're not used to someone calling them, "Hey,
Hand-
handsome."
oh, okay, yeah.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Those
Yeah.
kind of men are not
Shocking.
They're
Yeah.
not accustomed to that. So when a woman says that to them, and they not looking for that because they are all that they have been the ones that's been clowned.
right.
They have been the ones that's been talked down on. And so when you compliment that man says, "Oh, this is right." You know what I'm saying? And men always lead with, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying, with,
right.
with one thing in
Definitely.
mind. That's
Right.
going to be leadership. You know, in a man's minds. You know what I'm saying?
Leadership.
Yes, it is.
One man band.
It's a one. It is. It is. So when a man thinks like when a man sees that, he says, "Okay, good." You know, and if a man finds you attractive, and most men won't even say you're attractive because
Right.
they don't know how to communicate.
Right.
true.
Exactly.
And
At
so when
all.
you say it, you are also saying what they've been thinking about you. Now all of a sudden, hey, this is a relationship.
Real bad.
Compliment-
We go together.
We go together.
Real bad.
A compliment is a relationship to some men. Some men cannot just say thank you and keep on
Oh,
going.
no.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Some men cannot take it. So you
it's
got to
a lot.
kind of be careful.
Yeah.
And some women
And
can't
some women,
even.
and some women can. You
Yeah.
kind of be careful. I must admit that I am a poor complimenter. I
are.
am. Yeah,
No
thank you.
No
I am.
comment.
I do not compliment.
No
I am a.
But is it because of that? Because
you know
of
why?
your
You know why?
kinda-
You know why I'm a poor complimenter? I'm a poor complimenter because you know, the way. And now this is not an excuse. Now I need to do better. So I'm not here. Saying like, well,
listening.
but this is the reason why. It is because I love to converse and I'm a conversationalist, and I will sit there and converse with you for. I've talked to both of you for hours.
Yes.
I mean, to the depth. So we can, you know what I'm saying? The bond is there that you create that bond. So
Right.
all of a sudden, you know, oh, he's cool with me and I'm cool with him, you know, and I'll say something within the conversation to let you know how I feel about you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'll bring something up. It'll never be outside of us. So when I'm talking, it is rare that I'm talking about something that happened somewhere else. The conversation I have with people are the conversations about me and them and their relationship towards me. It's rarely outside of us. I don't like talking outside of us.
Interesting.
I hate talking
Yeah.
about stuff that ain't got nothing to do with me. And then I don't like talking about things that we didn't really study and research and look
Okay.
into. Oh, that burns me up.
You need that for a compliment
What's that?
to research it.
Do I need that for a compliment?
Yeah.
No.
Are you saying all of that goes into the?
All this goes into the reason why I don't talk outside of the
Oh,
actual,
okay.
our actual who we are
Okay.
and
I
what
see.
we're dealing with.
Right.
And I can find the simplest thing and make it interesting.
You can.
The simplest thing, and I can just like remember when you did that.
Yeah.
This is what's going on, and that's a 2-hour conversation. And you're like, yeah, I just walked down the steps. I just said amen.
Right.
I just did this. And then, no. That's not what you did.
Let me
You
tell
changed
what
the
you did.
world. Watch this move and
With
watch
that
that
one
move.
step.
With that one
Right.
step, you did
Yeah.
something. You said something. You know, and that's what I find attractive.
Right.
But just saying how you look and that's it, without the conversation, without us conversing, without us having a clear understanding of who we are and what we have. Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Miss you with that.
Oh yeah, I don't. That's And so in that sense, now people know me.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely take those
Yeah.
things and create.
Them small things.
But
You
as far as
notice that.
at the at the I guess I don't want to call it the bottom level, but at the minimum of compliments are concerned, were you complimented? Of course I gotta go. Of course I gotta
Yeah,
go here.
yeah.
Were you complimented?
All the time.
Were
Over
you?
the top. My mother called me number one son. She don't even call me by my name.
Okay.
You the number one son. My father used to say, "You the man." Like you, my father, he validated me morning, noon,
That's
and night.
interesting.
Wait a minute, I can go further. When I was playing Pop Warner football, they had an actual play called after my name. No, a whole play. So you got plays, you know, they call the wham
And they
trap,
called it
and they
the
call
Anthony?
this, they call that.
What they call it?
It was 5-2 Monster Fliggo Blitz. I had a
They
they
called
called
them
me Fliggo.
Fligs. They called
and
them
Flig.
Fligs.
So it was 5-2 Monster. So I had a play called after me when I was playing football.
Okay.
5-2 Monster, Fliggo Blitz.
Wow.
And people would study that
That's
play.
interesting.
So I've always been you the man, you to this, you to that. I don't care. Because I'm used to it. That
Wow.
Pastor did a good job. Like, yeah, I'm not supposed to do a bad one. Like,
And so you feel like it's just not necessary to kind of compliment in that
I
way, even though
don't.
you do a masterful way of complimenting
Yeah.
when you do it.
Right.
But just on the regular, not saying it gotta be every time, but you normally just don't.
I
Really.
normally don't. I need to step up though. I need to step my game
Why-
up.
why
because,
do you need to
As
step
Because
up?
much
I
as
feel
you've been
like
given,
people
you
need
should.
it.
I
As
think
much as
people do
I'm
need it.
giving.
As much as you've been given, you should.
I should. I feel like that.
Yes.
As much as I'm giving up,
Yeah.
and now
Yeah.
I don't even. I'm telling you, I don't care about it. I don't care one way or the other. In fact, a compliment to me feels the same way as an insult does. At this
Okay.
point, because I know what spirit the insult is coming out of, and I know what spirit the compliment is coming out of. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I know when I do a bad job. Oh, that was good. Like, no, you're trying to massage me. That was not good. I didn't do well. I could have done better, and I know who I am. And then when someone says to me, man, that was terrible. That was this, that was that. Like, no, that was excellent. You just didn't like it. I know the difference.
Okay.
I know the difference. I know
Right.
when you're speaking to me. You get what I'm saying? You know
Yeah.
when somebody talking to you and they just blowing smoke.
Right.
No, don't
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Be honest with me. I can handle it.
Yeah.
That was good. And how everything, and then another thing is, how is it that everything you do is good? That's another problem I have. I have a problem when everyone says something to me that's on the positive and they never bring up a negative.
Right.
I
Or
mean,
they're always agreeing.
Always agreeable. Never saying, I don't like
Yeah.
this. You shouldn't have done that. This took too long. You should have stopped one here. I remember a
Right.
man came to me one day and says, he said to me, if you say we are done at 8, we are finished at 8. No one else, this is Bible study. No one else said this to me. He came to me and said, you go to this church right now. He said, I don't care how good it is. If you say 8 o'clock, it's 8 o'clock. And that changed me because everybody else said, oh, we don't care, go over.
but
It's good. Go
Okay.
over. But a man came to me and said, if you say 8,
Right.
you said it. Stick to your word. I said, oh, I got it. Thank you.
I don't know. I just feel like it's groups for those type of people, like that man, whoever he was. Like I feel like there are like classes of those kind of people. There are some people that feel like, no, really, go ahead
They
because
did, yeah.
we really actually
And
need a little
see-
bit more of that.
see, you see,
but
that's what
not
I'm saying.
but that's at their honest level that we need more. But for him, he's like, holding you to whatever the principle is like
Yeah.
that. So I just think there's groups. I don't think that it should be like, oh well, because you all compliment all the time, it's like, well,
Yeah.
y'all
But-
not being honest with me or not being.
Well,
you
as
know,
a
certain type of way.
leader, he was talking to the leader in me.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
classes, like
Right.
so that he's in that class.
He's
of
in that
people.
class.
But for example, when your students might not feel like that, and some
Right.
of your students might feel like that.
Yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
saying
yeah.
it's different
It-
classes.
it
I don't
is,
think
it
it should be
is.
like.
And so I have
Punish or-
and now I balance it out.
Right.
And so what what does that cause me to do? It causes me to teach without putting so much ad libs and fluff within the teaching.
Okay.
So I can teach it, but now I got to cut the joke short. I got to cut the stories. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And you're being more mindful of
the
people's
15-minute
time.
introductions.
Yeah.
All those things. So yes, I can do it all.
Yeah.
But you said it. You're a man. You said it. Stick to your word.
Right.
Oh, I got it. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think in leadership, I guess it depends on what kind of students I guess that you're dealing with. But I think in leadership, there are times when compliments are necessary, especially in like early development mental stages. I think that
Come
people
on.
need to know that. And I mean, I hate to, because I know it sounds like validation, but when you're first kind of stepping out there, you kind of need, I did this right, or I did this wrong, or you know what, actually that was good today.
Right.
Or actually that was not really
Yeah.
the best. I think that depending on who the student is, like you kind of need that. And I think that should be mindful of whoever is instructing. I mean, to know your class, to know your students.
But it's like a sense of nurturing too, because
Oh, it's good.
then let me nurture you with some words of encouragement, like you just said, and validation, because those are valid words to say. It's like, let me give you some feedback of love first, and then here's some critique of what you can and can't do or whatever.
Or should and shouldn't.
Right,
Right.
should or shouldn't. And then you're starting a conversation, because as Pastor will always say, that's where the secret lies. The secret is
exactly.
in the conversation. So then it can be an icebreaker of saying, you did really well, and da-da-da-da. And if the person, because then sometimes you can see if the person is always finding an excuse to tear themselves down.
True.
Even in that, because then it's like
Exactly.
some people can't
Assessment.
handle, people
Yes.
can't handle compliments.
Mhm.
So they'll build
Or
up a
insults.
defense mechanism.
Or it's definitely,
they'll build up a defense, and it's like,
Mhm.
no, it's okay, calm down, relax.
Mhm.
It's cool. Like, I'm just trying to, just trying to engage you, soften you up, and get you to see it from the other side. And this is what it is. This is what I see. This is just my perception, and I'm just giving you my recommendation. This is how I feel when I see you doing what you're supposed to be doing, or doing what you're doing.
Exactly.
if you're in your element and stuff like that. So
Exactly.
yeah, it's,
I'm like, if you're
it's
good,
always
you're
good.
good. But if it's
Yeah.
trash, it's trash.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but you build that rapport to be able to
to
tell
say
them
tell
that.
somebody.
I
Because
wouldn't,
you
definitely
can't
wouldn't.
say that everybody.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Because
do that.
you could use the word trash with me,
I do it
but
all
with
the
somebody
time.
else, it's
Like-
like, no, I can't say it. Like, no, well, sis, and it was okay, but
Yeah, somebody really.
Yeah,
know.
to be
Ended.
offended.
Did you
yeah.
check
End
your
it all.
thesaurus?
Yeah, man, I'm like, man, that was no good. And then, so when
It
it's
was
good,
bad
I'm like,
news.
that was good.
You be like, we're not in elementary school, right?
Right.
What was that?
Yeah.
What book you get that out of? Bit by bit, like
Bit
that
by
blue book.
bit. Oh,
That
my
blue book.
God.
Yeah, I
That's
got
hilarious.
some stories for you.
Man. So yeah, so
Bit by bit.
yeah. So that's that. And I guess we all, to a degree, I guess when we're dealing with our color, to a degree, that's a lane that a lot of us thought we have outgrown, but it still exists.
Yeah.
And I think that as a people, we think that by 2023, it's really not a thing.
It's still
But
a
it
thing.
is still a
It's
thing.
still a thing. It's still
It's
a thing.
still a thing. And no matter how we try to,
Yeah, it's still a
you
thing.
know what I'm saying, heighten it, we can still see it.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? The lane I take in this is simple, is that we cannot heal 400 years of trouble in 100.
Amen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I always say that. You know, so anybody say that we made it, I'm telling you, no, we didn't.
Right.
You cannot heal 400 years. And then we use the word love. And I'm like, hey, I used to preach love a lot. I used to preach love a lot. I used to preach love a lot. And I realized something. It's hard to preach love to people who have not been taught to love themselves.
Yes.
So when you've been taught to hate yourself, color, the way you look, the way you build, and it's always trying to change. And I remember watching CNN. While I was watching it, Mark Zuckerberg, don't cut me off. Because he always cut me off when you start getting in. Mark Zuckerberg always send his minions for you. Mark, I'm a good guy, Mark. Don't cut me off. Thanks. And so I watched CNN, and I was watching certain people on CNN, and I was watching one season, and they would have it's like some of the Spanish women would have strong accents, and they were a little bit bigger. And then you see in the next season, they look a little more European. They are smaller. The guys are talking a little lighter, and I'm watching them. I'm like, y'all are conforming to the status quo.
Yes.
You say you want diversity,
Right.
but you're making everybody look a certain way.
Absolutely.
And then you're making people feel like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You make them feel like what they have and who they are isn't valuable, or people don't want to see it. And here is my thing: if people don't want to see it,
Don't look at it.
don't look at it. And but my next thing is, show yourself to the people that want to see it.
Right.
And that's where I come in at. So I'm the person that says, let's not change anything. Let's use it. That's what I say. So Anthony Fliggins, let's not make any changes. Let's not do anything different. Let's stay the way we are, and let's use what we have. Because if you see a woman that you say that's not European, that doesn't look European, and stuff like that, what you also is saying is, on the other side of that, is you may not look as dainty as I want you to look, but there's a strength to you that we need. So let's use that part, and let's sort of insinuate your strengths. Because at some point when it's time to speak, let's give you subjects that demands a stronger point of view. Because now we need people to stand and not people to understand. At some point you need somebody to stand up and says, nah, he 11, no, we won't go. That face should be out there. Not the dainty face, oh, let's kumbaya. Some things you cannot kumbaya over.
Right.
Some
Agreed.
things you cannot just, you get what I'm saying? There are some things you just cannot just smile over. Let's put our hands together and say amen. No, some people got to stand and say, no, this is not happening. This is the way America should go. And this is the way black women are. And this is
Right.
the way black men are. And no, we think like this. And yes, we go out there. And yes, we talk like this. This is how we talk when we're around each other. Somebody got to stand up and say it, or else what you do is you'll find someone who does not understand that talk up for you, and you'll lose your essence. So don't lose your essence trying to be like somebody else. That's how I feel. Let
Yeah.
the strong people be strong.
But then you have to
Go ahead.
start holding people accountable to that.
I mean, people don't do that now.
That's why.
Yeah,
Because
people don't
then
do that
if
now.
you get people to stand up, you get people to embrace it, and you get people to really share their voice. Now you got to be held accountable. You got to be held responsible, because too much is given, much is required. You know, Biggie says more money, more problems. Like, no, it's more money, more responsibility.
Definitely.
So then now
Definitely.
you're stepping into someone's pockets, because it becomes a money thing, it becomes a power thing, it becomes a respect thing. So to do that, what are you like? Are you really ready to fight against those pressures that it
Right.
will bring to stand up, embrace it, and say something? Oh, we want this more ethnic girl. Oh, we want her because she got locks. And oh no, we don't want her because the aesthetics of it all
Yeah.
is really money driven.
Yeah.
So
it is. It
You
is
know,
money. It's
yeah,
all of
it's-
it.
yeah. So media is ran by, media is actually moved on two elements: need and greed.
Yep.
That's it. You gotta have need. You gotta have greed. Need and greed. Next one is fear.
Yep.
But most point is need and greed.
Yep.
That's what media and news media. That's what they sort of feast on.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Tia, what you saying?
I just was going to say that I said this last week. What you said.
What's that?
I would. Did you see last week's episode at all?
I saw the beginning part with Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw
At the
beginning
end when I was
part.
talking about the men with the hair and not changing it. This is the same thing.
What I don't
You
remember what
were-
you're talking about.
Say what you said again about the change. What you just said. Everything you just said.
What I was saying. No, what I was saying was people.
Because I agree with you totally.
Yeah, yeah.
What is what I'm
People
saying
who are strong and should not try to, people who have a sort of a stronger look or a stronger feel, or their essence gives strength. Their essence does not give you a certain, I guess,
Individual. Does it take away from your individualism? Would you say?
does that take away from your individuality?
Yeah. Because if you said that it removes the essence.
I'm not feeling you. What removes the essence? I'm not feeling you. Say what you're trying to
No,
say.
go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
said, for a person, everybody should, so the premise was everybody shouldn't come on, all women shouldn't come on CNN looking a certain way. That was the premise. Because when they come
Right.
on CNN, that's what I
That's
started,
true.
use that example.
I believe
And I
that.
started seeing CNN I start seeing women sort of being, and men, sort of amalgamating and becoming having a certain look. And all of them starting to look the same way and even talking the same way. I was saying, hey, leave this strong Spanish woman the way she is. Leave this other person the way
Right.
they are. Because what that does is that helps them to represent a certain type of people
Right. More
that looks
diversity
like
and
them.
inclusion.
It gives them
Yeah.
more diversity.
Yeah, and inclusion.
And so now we keep you in your essence. So a certain part of the subjects, we need a stronger person to
Right.
speak about
Right.
outside of someone who's more agreeable.
Right.
Have somebody to come on that don't mind being disagreeable and let them talk about that. Because if we're talking about everything in life, especially media, we got all these pieces. And these
Okay.
pieces happen every day.
Okay.
So good.
Yeah, and I was agreeing with that totally. Last week I used an example about people like we were talking about young men, for example, that were getting like hired, that would not get hired from a job that had like dreads, or that had like
Yeah.
a fro or something like that. And I was saying that I feel like to a certain extent, the fact that we have to conform, like cut out hair or straighten out hair, do certain things like that to conform to society's norms, we lose our individualism. And I felt like that was the same thing that you just said.
Yeah.
No, but I hear you.
Do you think?
But
do
I
you-
mean,
is that-
from what you said, that's what's been allowed. So
Right.
like Ricky Smiley is a prime example.
It's the
He
same.
had locks, and he was told the reason why he's really not successful was because of his hair. The moment he cut his hair, look where he at now. So it's like that. That's
people
a
have
thing.
to make that choice. People are kind of forced to make that choice. I mean, to a certain extent,
Yeah,
to
because
be
it's
successful.
Yeah, because it's a thing. Because if you want to be a part of something, and if again it's money driven, so it's like, okay, I'm going to cut my hair, or I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna lose the weight or gain weight. As some people do for movie roles,
Right.
because of because of money. So it's like if you allow it to happen, it's going to continue to happen.
Exactly.
But then you have how many people in the higher ups is up there that's really representing the people that's down here with us.
Mm-hmm.
So then we're forced to. It's kind of like your hands are kind of tied,
Absolutely.
because if you don't have those people upstairs in your corner, then you ain't going nowhere. You're gonna be sitting right there, chilling,
Pretty
watching
much.
TV, changing the channel.
Pretty much. Agreed.
Okay.
Okay. Point made.
That's what that is. So that's what that is. So okay, and that you said that you Brown Lock Chic. That's the name of your business?
Yes,
Brown Lock Chic is the name of your business.
yes.
Okay, and tell us what this business is.
So it is an accessory and apparel shop, online shop, 24/7. Like these are the earrings, a pair of the earrings that I sell. They're called Wanda Hoops, named after my girlfriend because she really loves these.
No.
It's always a reference to stuff. Hey, I have a pair for Deshaun. They were chunky hoops, but Deshaun really likes those, so it's some on there, and I named them after Deshaun.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's meant to help people that are, I won't say lost for words, but are oh shoot, what's the term? What's the term when someone's quiet? Oh shoot,
Introvert.
no, a person that don't have many words, something like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Quiet.
Well, that's it. But you
Okay.
want to make a statement at the same time, because at the end of the day, people judge you by your cover. They judge you. They judge books by the cover, because if the cover don't look right, they ain't gonna go over there and try to open the book. So it's mainly meant to help you project what it is you're really trying to project to people when they see you, what kind of energy that you're giving off. Like you're actually waking up with a purpose, you're going outside on purpose, and you're doing something for a purpose. And with that, hey, I'm just going to have on certain accessories that's going to make a statement without saying a word.
Okay.
Brown Lock Chic.
Brown like chic, because I am a brown girl with locks,
Uh.
and I'm a chick that's chic.
Okay.
Okay. I'm a chick that's chic.
Oh my goodness. All right.
I'm going to have a reason for everything.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Definitely.
I see.
Well, because the thing is, you
Yes,
have
yeah.
to. You can't just be lollygagging, sitting at the concession stand talking to the fat man. You just can't. You got to have some sort of purpose. You have to have some sort of intention of what you're doing, and that's how you find out who you are.
Right.
So it's like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And then, be it good, bad, or indifferent, there should be no regrets.
Okay.
And that's just it, because life is going to do what life is going to do.
That's my
And
principle.
you're the master of what can happen, or you're the master of at least driving, because you can be driving and then it's not your fault if there's probably like an accident somewhere. It's okay knowing I can go on a detour, or I know my way around this way. So you're in control.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what Brown Lock Chic is.
Yes,
How long
that
you
is
been
what
doing
she
it?
is. 2021.
2021. So it was 2 years.
Pandemic.
About 2
Okay.
years.
Yeah, the pandemic.
The pandemic.
Yep.
Okay, good. So about 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been had the name, but because that name was my Instagram name,
Okay.
and
Okay.
then the name I wanted, it was taken, or so it say. But anyway, so then I was like, oh, I don't feel like thinking nothing. I said, you know what? I'm gonna just use my Instagram name. There you go. Boom. Call it a day.
There you go.
There you go. Okay.
I didn't have time. I didn't have the brain power. I was like, oh, this is ridiculous.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just used that.
We ask all our guests this question. What's next for you? Well, what's now? And then we're going to ask what's next. And I know it's a loaded question, but find something in the something of Annette. Just one thing
Y'all asking
about
for
the
it.
something. Yes, we are asking. So what's noun for you? And then tell us what's next for you.
So right now, I am focused on 2028, which is, again, like I said earlier, getting Trayvon situated, getting him transitioned into adulthood. So everything that's leading up to that, getting things in place to where I know he'll be okay. When he's okay, I know that I am okay. For me, what's happening now is I'm looking at 50. So it's like, okay, what I'm doing now is going to affect when I turn 50. So my reasoning for, whatever.
You said before I will.
So my reason for going back to school, because it's like, okay, I don't want to be doing the government stuff forever. I don't want to have to get up and log in at 6:30. Then really exploring life, so exploring the world, traveling more, and being, I don't want to say a beacon of light, but just kind of showing people that I directly influence and indirectly influence. You can do this. Like, just get up, do the work, and do what you need to do. Have a goal, write it down, whatever it is, and just do it. And then wherever the chips fall, that's just where they fall. Get back up. So that's, you said now. Yeah. That's my now.
What's your next?
Also losing like 15 pounds.
Okay.
Really?
Losing
Okay.
15. Okay, losing 15. What's your next?
My next is I am exploring a little bit more entrepreneurship, as far as like real estate ventures.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll see. I'll just leave it like that because I don't really know yet. So just coming up with, just getting the paperwork part in place, taking like the little mini classes that I can take, getting the grants and stuff, the list and all that. That's really it. And then trying to help people. I won't even say, well, yeah, trying to help, or more so just giving recommendations to people where I see where they are and I've been there. So here are some ways that can get you to, get to where you are. My new saying now is, you got to pay me to come outside.
Okay.
You got to pay me to pose. Like, so when you see me doing certain stuff, oh, no. It is a reason behind it, okay? Someone sent me those clothing items, and now I have to do a video for it because you have to pay me to pose.
Right. Okay.
That's where you are.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
where, that's my next.
That's
Well,
your
that's
next.
where I'm at, and
Yeah,
my
and
next.
your
So
next.
it's building, it's getting it, building the brand a
The
little bit
brand.
more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you see it, it's not just, oh, and that's always on social media, and no, and that's getting paid.
Right.
Okay, good,
That's
good,
right.
good,
That
good,
is
business.
doing.
good,
That's
good, good.
business.
Nice.
So-
Okay, everybody. Brown Lock Chic. You got to
Yes.
pay her to come outside.
Listen.
Yes, you got to pay me to come outside.
You gotta-
That's my thing.
You
Pay
got
me
to
to
pay her to come outside. You got to pay her to take a picture. You got to pay her to
Yup.
post.
Yes.
Pay her to, okay, I got it. All right. You got to pay her to do this. And that's it. And that's where you are. Go
So
ahead. You got
give me
something. Go
the name of the. You said that you caught when you were transitioning and you were watching a different world. What was it again? What was the sister?
Big sister, gorgeous one.
Big Sister Gorgeous One. So I guess that was like a affirmation. Like that was something that you did daily. Like you would keep saying it, or you kept imagining yourself in that way.
So I'm a huge fan of A Different World. So
me too.
there's a lot I remember from that show, and just in general. Mr. Gaines was just putting people on game, and nobody didn't realize
He
that
was
this
definitely
man
dropping knowledge.
was, well, not even that. He was like a huge entrepreneur. He owned the pit.
Yeah.
He owned the apartment building. He was giving out scholarships
That's
to Kim
true.
and a couple other people, and it was just like, oh wait a minute. Then he brought the club with Ron. I was like, he is dropping gems.
I only watched like 4 episodes.
What?
So,
I watched
Different
it.
world.
I watched it, y'all. I watched it. I watched
say,
it.
wait
but
a
when
minute.
she
I just
said
don't
it,
remember.
but the thing was, when she said it, it was a funny moment because it wasn't even her trying to be deep or anything. It was just a thing she wanted them to call her.
Right.
And then for me, it was just like, okay, big sister, okay, gorgeous, one, okay, cool. You know, then it went in line with Mary J. Blige's song, "The One." She was like, I ain't saying I'm the one, but I'm the one. And it was like, oh, okay, I like that. And it's just, I don't know, it's like stuff just resonated in me, and then it just became a thing.
Okay.
Wow.
It just became a thing.
And you just stay with it.
I just stay with it. So
To
I
this
didn't
day.
say it every day. So it's,
Okay.
if somebody asks me, I'll say it, and
You'll
every
say
now
it.
and then
Yeah,
I might
yeah.
think about it.
Right.
And then if the moment comes up, it just comes out because that's just my.
But
that's
that
my
helped build the
thing.
confidence.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 Okay. Ted, you call yourself something?
No, nothing like that.
Nothing like-
I mean,
no,
I call
okay.
myself a lot of stuff, but not.
Nothing
I
like
wouldn't
that.
say that.
Oh,
No,
my
I don't have one of those stories.
Well, I mean, you can use it. Hey, it's a nationally, syndicated television show. You know, anybody can use it. I don't have it patented or nothing. You know,
No, I mean, I
I
think
should
it's
probably
yours.
put it on a T-shirt, but
You
know.
should.
That's
Now that
good.
you should.
That's good.
Listen.
That's good.
Listen.
good. That's
you
good.
really should.
I think that when we have all these expressions of ourselves, it helps us to balance life, and in the balance of life, it helps us to also teach others how to live. I think our story should also be shared. Part of the reason why we're coming on is to share our story. When I got to a certain age, I realized that what I wanted to do was pretty much done. And anything else I wanted to do, I had to bring on another generation to help me do it, because they saw the world in a different light. And then seeing the world in a different light, it was going to help me move further in my life.
Yeah.
So a part of my job is now to bring people from wherever they are who is connected to me into a place where they can go further than I am. And I think that that's where I've found a lot that I've found a lion's share. And in saying that, I'm listening to your story and how you this amalgamation of you from where you were to where you are, and what you want to be is also a part of who you are. I think that we always look at our lives from the past, but what you want to be also shapes who you are. So what you were shapes who you are, and where you're going also shapes who you are right now, because it helps you to make certain decisions.
Right.
Like, so I'm not going that direction, so I cannot, you know what I'm saying, be like this. Or I want to be here when I'm 50, so I'm going to have to go back to school today. So your past and your future are both shaping, you know what I'm saying? And so there's a mixture of both here and learning this. And I think people just like to, when they ask who you are, they like to bring up yesterday and how yesterday brought them to today. But then I always ask what's next.
Right.
And I ask what's next because tomorrow also helps you to shape who you are today. And a lot of people don't have a thought for what they want to do next.
I think they're afraid.
They are afraid. And one of the things that happen is, I notice when I preach sometimes, and I tell people, this week gonna be a better week. Yeah. You hear it so much.
I still say that.
You know, you hear it so much.
still say it.
Some people, they hear things so much, they like, you know what, that's just another cliche.
Yeah.
And when it becomes real, it doesn't become real until you really, I guess, believe it until you know it.
Yeah.
You believe it until you actually see it. And you believe it until it actually comes to pass. And if you don't believe it, what you'll do is you won't pay attention when it's happening. And that's the issue. The issue is, the issue with non-belief is not that you don't have any hope. The issue with non-belief is because you didn't believe it, when it was happening, you didn't see it.
Yeah.
And then you're
missed
also
it.
doubting, because
And
then
you
you
doubt.
think that it probably shouldn't happen, or you don't think you deserve that it could happen, or, well, all my life I had to fight, so
Yeah.
why is this week gonna
Right.
be better?
Right.
And it's like, if you still say it and you put it out there,
Right.
it can.
Uh-huh.
So you have to believe it, because ever since that time you said, it was years ago, you was like, look at your neighbor and say, something good is gonna happen in September. When
Yeah,
I
remember
tell
I
you
said
that
that?
thing stuck,
because
I
you
say
you
it
made
all
it happen.
the time, but I say it. I'll just say something good that happened in October. I say it for every month.
Wow.
I'll say 2024 is gonna be better than 2023, and then it's gonna make 2025
Mm-hmm.
jealous because it's gonna have to step up. And it's like I just keep saying it over and over again. So it's the little things that it may seem like a cliche, but you don't have to make it a cliche.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You
That's
can really make it your own
Uh-huh.
personal thing.
Yeah, words have power.
Yeah, that statement came from I was reading a book called Roman Africa, and it was a story of Hannibal.
Okay.
And Hannibal was going to Hannibal. He was in part of Carthage, and Carthage was going to fight Rome, and Carthage sacked Rome, but then Rome came back and took down Carthage and Hannibal. Hannibal's father went over there to fight, and some things happened. So you did Africa and Rome, and then Hannibal's father, and y'all see Hannibal Lecter today. Y'all think about the Silence of the Lamb.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Hannibal was actually a black man. They just made him somebody crazy.
Right.
But his name is Hannibal. And Hannibal. And so what the Romans did was the Romans got together and says they made it before they began to fight Carthage. What they said was, "Good day, Roman citizen. Carthage would be destroyed," and that was their greeting. Good day, Roman citizen. Carthage would be destroyed. And that's what they were saying. They said it to every day when they introduced, this is before the battle. Good day, Roman citizen. Carthage will be destroyed. Good day, Roman citizen. Carthage will be destroyed. And they did it. And so I took that and says, okay, let's use this in ministry. Good day. Say the person's name. September is going to be a good month.
Yeah.
And we did this for an entire summer almost. Good
Yes, we
day.
did.
Good day. You know what I'm saying? Good day, my fellow believer. I took it from that because I wanted to instill goodness, but I wanted people to pay attention. Like she said, I had to fight all my life. Why is it going to change now?
Right.
Okay, good. You had to fight all your life, but this month somebody's going to fight with you.
Right. Exactly.
You don't have to fight by yourself. And now you don't see the person that's now fighting with you. So what you tell that person is, I got this, because I've been doing it by myself. But the blessing was not that you wouldn't fight.
Yeah.
The blessing is now that you got someone to
Got some
fight
help.
with
you.
you.
Got some help.
You got some help, which would make the battle a little more easier.
Exactly.
I used to also tell my members, they used to always ask me, will things get better? I used to always ask, will they get better? Will things become lighter? People always ask me these questions. Will they get better? I say, no. Things don't get lighter. They don't get better. You become stronger.
Yes.
They don't change. Things don't, when life going, no, you make the change.
Right.
And then once you become stronger, the things around you becomes a little bit lighter.
Exactly.
And so the weights that they used to hold you down are the weights that you're now carrying with one hand. And then when you start carrying weights and you learn this, like, well, I get it now. I'm going to be stronger. And so now that I've saw people getting stronger, my next thing was to teach them how to balance the weight. There's always levels to this. And that's what you have to teach strong people, how to balance
the weight.
the weight. Because you can be strong and carry one arm, that one arm real big and the other one look little.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lopsided. So strong people got to learn how to balance the weight. And so that's what we are. That's where we are right now. So no, things ain't gonna get better, y'all. We just become stronger, become smarter, more intelligent, more light. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's what we are. So that's it. I put the post up today, so I wanted to say this and we out of here. Put a post up today. The post I put up today was about the people that got killed in Jacksonville, Florida. And that was the Dollar General. The Dollar General, a white
What's the
man
story?
went in there. So a white man went in there in Dollar General and told all the white people to leave, and he had a few black people there, and he killed the black people. It was a hate crime, and he killed himself. And what I was telling everybody was, and I think I told a couple of friends this, and I just want to put this out there, and usually I stay away from these conversations because I believe these conversations for the dinner table, and usually certain people just don't want to have the conversation with me, and we have these conversations, but we sort of walk away from them. This is the result. This white man doing this is the result from what happened in Alabama.
Yeah, at the riverfront.
At the riverfront, black people celebrated,
Okay. Yeah.
They did.
and every preacher, minister, every popular person was online talking about chairs.
Definitely.
Like this is the WWE
Throwing up
they
hats.
selling chairs.
selling chairs
Throwing
and
their
all this
hats up
stuff,
in
and
there.
throwing hats in the air. Like this is a game. And I'm trying to tell people, and I told people call me and say, "What do you think about it?" I said, "This was just a public bar fight. This is nothing we should celebrate." And I knew we shouldn't celebrate it because the people, white hate is different than black hate. White hate is not white people. White hatred is different than black hatred. When we don't like something, we loot Target. When they don't like something, they loot the White House.
Yeah.
Everything's quiet. Just to let you know what the kind of hate you're dealing with.
Wow.
If you look back in history, and you look back in history, you hear the Irish say these words: "We had a bloody good time." A bloody good time. What's good about blood? We don't know who we're dealing with. And so I look at it and it says, what are we going to say now? We are celebrating. We happy-go-lucky. This is real life.
Wow.
This is not the World Wrestling Federation. And this is not the World Wrestling Entertainment.
Right.
And you got, I never preached about it. I never said anything about it. And the reason I didn't say anything about it was because we don't understand what we are dealing with. So we get happy like that was a victory. That was not a victory. That was not a victory.
Chaos.
We saw a bunch of drunk people fighting. And that's it. And like any bar, you just get into it. We had those same kind of fights in the cafeteria. Your side against my side. And if you throw something at me,
We throwing something.
we
back.
throwing something back. And so now you got a big
They
old.
weren't all drunk.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't, huh?
They weren't all drunk.
Well, I'm not saying they were drunk, but I'm saying that
Okay.
that's kind of what it was. That's all it was a big fight.
Right.
We made a public fight a victory. And we made it like that was it. People don't forget. So we moved on. We
And
had
you did
our
that.
fun, and that was it. And then somebody come around and says, hey, I'm going to show you what this is really about. And what they did was they
That's
killed 3
something.
black people, and then they killed themselves. We are not ready for this kind of fight. We are not prepared. Our generation is not prepared for this kind of fight.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do? We're going to march. We're going to kumbaya. We're going to do praise breaks. We're going to say amen, and we're going to go home. And that's it. But 3 lives were lost.
Right.
And we ain't going to say anything about that at all.
Wow.
But we can't say anything about it because we're not ready to have that fight. And I tell the church all the time, our job as the church is not to pick sides. Our job is to make sure the game is played right. And we ain't playing the game right. We should have told everybody, you make sure that when things like this happen, and it looks like, and that's why they call it white power or white hate. Let's think about it. I'm not talking about white people. Let's make this clear. I'm talking about white hate. And white hate is different than black hate. And if we don't get it, what's to happen is we'll find these moments and brush it over. Like this wasn't it. No. And please don't think this wasn't playing. He did this on the anniversary of the Martin Luther King speech.
Wow. Yeah.
So now this is the thing that's taking over the headlines now.
Right.
2 weeks after we were celebrating cheers. At some point, these preachers got to stop clowning.
Yeah.
And I know people don't like when every time I talk like this, everybody walk away.
Right.
But if I'm silent about something, it's because I know something you don't know. And it is, I am sort of frustrated by, I'm frustrated by 2 things that frustrates me. Number 1, popular prophets are frustrating me. You are just a popular prophet. You only speak for your popularity. And you only speak because you're popular. And your popularity sort of silences you when it comes to certain points. And you only speak when everybody's agreeable with you. And now you want to say something. But truth be told, you didn't know this was coming.
Yeah.
You didn't know that there would be retaliation. You think you're going to embarrass the white power structure and they ain't going to say anything? Again, these are the same people that stormed the White House.
Yeah.
Right.
You stormed Target.
They stormed their community.
You storm.
Mondawmin.
You storm Target.
Right.
Target. You hear what I
That's
said? St. Ives lotion.
Right.
Let's be honest with Vaseline and baby wipes. Outfit no more than $52.
Dove deodorant.
Dove deodorant. That's what we take.
Yeah.
They go in the White House. And that's what we battling when you're battling this. So our people need to wake up. And I don't have the black conversation much unless I'm talking to y'all personally.
Right.
And personally, I call you and say, hey, don't get involved with this. Somebody called me the other day saying, what do you think about that? About the chair? I said, it was a bar fight outside. But I knew what was going to happen. So lay low unless you're ready to have this conversation. And the conversation is, when the conversation is this, whenever there is a victory for any of us, whether it be a moral victory, public victory, a proverbial victory, we must also watch our backs.
Right. Because they coming.
Thank you. That's my point. We don't just get to celebrate. We got to hold up on the celebrations.
Yeah.
We were just I'm gonna go further. I know we about to go. I'm gonna go further. We just had all these conferences, and I usually don't say much, but I'm gonna say something now, and I hope y'all listening to me. We have all these conferences, and this year I've been watching conferences online, all these conferences and convocations online. I've been watching them. I don't go to too many of them. Really don't go because you know what came out of them online. What came out online? That young lady that sings what we watched that? He did more than I ever expected. It was a sort of she took a scripture, and she turned it into
like a chant.
She made it to a chant. And that's the big thing online. So nobody showed her preaching.
Yeah, they never showed that.
They never showed a black woman talking and preaching.
Wow.
They're gonna give you that 3-minute clip
Wow.
and said that's what the church gonna do. So out of all those convocations, that's all we got.
Wow.
We didn't get no message that said this is where we're going.
Right.
You got a 3-minute clip about a scripture becoming a chant. And that's the popular thing.
A trending sound.
A trending sound.
Wow.
All that convocation, y'all paid all that money. And that's all we come out with. And that's my point.
Yeah.
And yes, I am a little bit upset, but I'm watching the black church turn to it's a bunch of foolishness.
Yeah.
And if somebody say something, they the wrong person. Or you don't want to agree with them. And all we have in is church services. But somebody got to say, wait a minute. If something like this happened, this is how we respond to this. Right. Number one, y'all watch y'all backs. Everybody.
Yeah.
They coming for you. Preacher didn't say that, did he? Rev said, guess what? They talked about the guy that jumped off the boat and that was swimming. Right. That's the big thing.
Wow.
Well, Rev, you got to say, hold up. We ain't dealing with people who just going to let a fight go.
Exactly.
We the only ones that forget stuff.
Exactly.
Even our Jewish family, remember. They remember what happened in Nazi Germany, and then God told them to remember what happened to you in Egypt.
Wow.
So when we have all these so-called moral victories, y'all got to make a step and say, wait a minute. And everybody need to post, watch your back.
Yeah.
And that's how you got to hold up on that celebration.
Celebrate the same.
We can't celebrate the same. We got to hold up on the circus stuff.
Yes.
Everybody did. Everybody must. Yes, it looked good, but there wasn't no real win. And now we got 3 people walking to a Dollar General of all people, of all places. And how many people talking about that right now? I mean, you had whole preachers, whole pastors walking out their doors with chairs in their hand. On a pulpit with a chair.
Wow.
Yeah, you a clown to me.
Wow.
Don't tell me what happened. Tell me what's next. And then you want somebody to respect you. I'm losing respect for our people.
Wow.
And the reason I'm losing respect is not because you don't have it. I'm going to tell you why I'm losing it. I'm going to let y'all go after this. It's because we are in love with luxury. Luxury should be a tool, as you said, to express yourself. But it ain't should be what I'm living for and dying for. You ready for this? And it's not to shut me up.
Right.
Right.
But you are in love with your luxury. People who are in love with luxury cannot be in this battle. We in a real one.
Oh, really?
We are in a real one. We in a real one.
They're not done.
They not
Oh,
finished,
no.
and we ain't doing nothing. We ain't gonna do nothing about this. We gonna march. We gonna kumbaya. We gonna sing a couple of songs, and yeah, we gonna send Al Sharpton down there to
2
preach the
weeks.
funerals.
2 weeks. That's it.
Send J Maul over there, let him do what
What's
he do.
gonna happen if he
It's
pass
gone.
away?
You know what I'm saying? That's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
We're gonna have an uproar, a ha, and then that's,
And that's
it.
Yeah.
And it's it because the person who did it killed themselves. They killed them, and they killed themselves. So now we got people that we are fighting who are not afraid of death.
That is very true.
They are not afraid of death.
And we ain't
We are not ready
ready for that.
for that.
We ain't doing that.
We aren't ready for that kind of fight. So if y'all ain't ready for that kind of fight, I suggest that you stay out of it.
Yeah.
And let the fighters fight.
Yeah.
Let the real ones get in there and do what they got to do.
But it's the old ones. It's the older generation. You don't have no younger ones out here really.
But the young ones should know what to do if they're not fighting. My point is, we don't even know what to do.
I would say they don't know.
They don't know. They didn't know this was going to happen. I was quiet the whole time because I knew something was, and it's not over. It's not over.
That was just the appetizer.
It's not over. This presidential election is serious.
Oh, yeah.
Trump changed the game. Listen, when I was coming up, this was the word when I was coming up. You ready for this? You're only as strong as your reputation. If you have a good reputation, keep your reputation clean. Keep your nose clean. You'll be all right. They tell me all the time, a pastor's only as strong as their reputation. That is not true. That is not true anymore. These people got terrible reputations and people still going after them. Because they realize something that we've been preaching. No one's perfect. Something we've been preaching the whole time. The pastor deal with the same thing the people deal with. And if it come out, it come out. We try to hold it back, but it's coming out. And we see people now who are they're actually coming out with it. Issues and problems. And it's in the open. Trump got locked up, sold his T-shirts with his mugshot. And y'all ready for this?
Released
He
those
raised
out.
more money in jail in his campaign than he did when he was free. Then after this week, he made more money in jail.
He's showing us like how much of a joke the government basically is.
But
We don't have
people
too much
aren't
in,
looking at what they used to look at.
right?
Yeah. Pretty much.
And that's what it is. People aren't looking at as much as they used to look at. So to the pastor, to the prophet, to the preacher, my answer to you is the same question I ask Annette. What's next?
And there should always be a next.
And that's what makes you a prophet. What's next? The voice of the prophet is being silenced for the trend of the music.
Exactly.
And so they will prefer you, so you're only as popular now as your voice when you're singing or chanting or making you feel good or entertaining or emotional. But when do we stand and says, wait a minute, that has its place?
Right.
Since that has its place, we got to find our place here so at least we know what we're celebrating. So my question to everybody is, what's coming out of all these meetings that y'all had?
Exactly.
What's coming out of these meetings? So, what's next? What's next? I'm going to tell you what's next. Mark my words. If Trump don't get locked up, the middle-aged black man going to put Trump in the White House.
That wouldn't be
Mark my words. If Trump does not get arrested, the middle-aged black man is the demographic that's going to put Trump in the White House. Things are changing. They were silent last time. Now them middle-aged, 50, 60-year-old black men are now becoming vocal. And says, wait a minute, because they know that when he was in the, and I am not an advocate for Donald Trump, but I am asking you, what has Biden done for you? I'm just asking a question.
He died.
I'm just asking a question.
It was one of those conferences. Somebody was talking. He in the back.
And no one wants to say anything. And we don't even vote. We're not even paying attention. We're not, and when we talk about people personalities, when we're dealing with our president, we should be talking about their policies. You know, if they like you or not, most of you will never meet the president. Just because they smile at you don't mean they like you.
Right. They all have an agenda.
All of them have an agenda. They have a national agenda, rather international agenda, and they have an actual local agenda.
And a personal.
Yeah. So they got something to do internationally. They got something to do right here on their own shores. And all I'm asking my people is, all I'm asking my people to do is one thing, and I call you my people. Play the game right. If you're getting the game, play the game right.
How many spades
Play the
you
game
got
right.
in the hand?
You play the hand right. That's all I'm asking.
How many spades you got over there?
Play the hand right. If it's a joke, don't take it serious.
Right.
If it's serious, don't take it a joke. Don't take it as a joke. Play the hand right. You get what I'm saying? Make sure you do things the right way. My kids in college, this year, if you get your money from your refund, do something with your money.
Exactly.
But that goes back to being held accountable. People don't want to be held accountable for doing what needs to be done.
Well, here's what the leaders should be doing. What leadership should do. We should lay out at least 15 things kids can do with their refund checks.
One, give it back so you don't have that much to pay.
Or invest in some kind of business.
That too.
Yeah,
That too.
definitely.
Yeah.
This is what we do.
Yeah.
So all y'all get your refund check. And so this is what leadership should be doing. And these are the points we should be laying out.
Financial plans.
Plans. Look, while you going through all that stuff like that, this is one thing you should be doing.
Yeah.
Take that check. Do not go down to Atlanta with the check unless you live in Atlanta.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Don't spend this check on a bag.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey,
For
let's
what?
do something with this. Little things like that should line up with who we are. Let's play the game the right way. That's all I'm saying. So that's my little take for the day. I'm praying for the families that are down there in Florida. That was crazy. That was something serious. No one commented on my post. No one said that's right or
didn't see
anything
it.
like that.
Of course
Nah, because they like cooning and clowning. And then when you call them out on their debauchery, you call them out on their foolishness, they're looking at you like, yeah,
What part of Florida was that again?
Jacksonville,
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, Florida.
That was just a matter of time too. With Florida in general.
Yeah. Matter of time. And
We
so
got a
now,
caller.
it's
hey, caller.
yep. So now it's what? We got a caller coming in.
We did, but go ahead and
Oh, go ahead.
on the air.
Okay. So that's who we are, and that's what we need.
Right.
And so if we handle this the right way, we'll be able to find ourselves at a place where we can see ourselves at a place where we can start learning, growing, and developing together. But what's the plan? What's the plan? We ready? They calling in? We ready for them? We got somebody calling in? So what's the plan? We got a caller calling in.
Hey, caller. Oh, shucks.
We decided not to go to Florida this
Yeah,
summer.
you told me. Yeah,
because
of that.
all
Yeah,
the
yep.
racial stuff. That's
Mhm.
All right, one moment.
We got a caller. We got a caller coming in, y'all.
Oh, shucks.
Caller.
Is this our first caller?
Yeah, today.
Tonight.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, caller, you
hold
on
on.
the air.
Oh, you on the air, caller? Go
Let me
ahead.
make sure we can hear you.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Okay.
This is Karen.
Hey,
Hey,
Karen.
Karen.
Hey, good evening. So this is more or less of a comment, and just to say thank you. I'm taking it back to the beginning of the podcast when you spoke about your mom and the relationship, and so that's pretty much where I am right now. My mom is still with me, but I do want a stronger relationship with my mother. And so I've been thinking of different things that I can do with her. You know, sometimes I'll call her and say, let's go out, let's do something. But it kind of, I don't know what the chemistry is. Like I have more chemistry. I have more chemistry with my daughter, and I had more chemistry with my grandmother. She's gone on, to glory. But my mom is still here with me, and I don't want those same, I guess, questions or regrets. Meaning, like I had this time, and I didn't build a stronger relationship with her.
Right. So are you saying like when you reach out to her to like, want to hang out, spend some time with her, she's resistant?
She's not resistant. It's just my mom and I are two different individuals. So I'll try to deal with my mom, and I'm not talking about it in a bad way,
Right.
nothing like that. It's just the energy, the energy. Like I could be around my mom for a certain amount of time, and then I would have to go my separate ways. But I don't want it to be like that. I want to be able to come around her more, like visit her at her home more.
Mm. You may have to come out and directly say
Hmm.
something to her, and
Right.
then see what happens there, just to get the
Hmm.
conversation going. Because if you're already trying, and then because it sounds like you're trying to have it happen organically, or you're waiting for the opportunity, but it's something that you're just going to have to create. You're going to have to create the opportunity. You're going to have to make it organic, and then just see
Hmm.
how she reacts to it. That's just my take on that. Pastor, he wants to say something.
Yes. Have you asked yourself the question, why do you feel this way around your mom? Because I'm telling you, I used to feel the way around my dad. And so I had to write down, why do I feel
Hmm.
estranged around my father? And I'm saying he didn't do anything wrong with me. He didn't do anything wrong to me. He said, why do I
Hmm.
feel a certain way around my father? And I then asked the same thing about my son. Because sometimes my
Hmm.
son treats me the same way. He comes around me, they don't say anything and move away. And so why is it?
Right.
And I realized I had to literally write down, why is it that I feel this way around them? Not why is the relationship estranged. Why do I
Hmm.
feel estranged around them? And so I found my answer when I was honest with
Okay.
myself. And here was my
Hmm.
answer with my father. Whatever he was telling me, he was right. And I knew he was right about some of the things he was saying, and I didn't want to hear it. At
Hmm.
the time, I didn't want to hear it because I may have been enjoying the things that I was doing. But he would always tell me something that was concrete and that was righteous. And I was at a time in my life where I just did not want to hear it. And not that I wanted to hear it, I didn't want to hear it from him.
Hmm.
Then he would talk all the time. So I had this strange, sort of weird, funny, the things we were
Right.
doing. So I found it in myself, like it was me. And I know it was me. It wasn't him.
Hmm.
And so we had a moment where we were a little bit, I wouldn't come around. He knew it. He said, man, you won't come, why you won't come see me? And I couldn't answer it at the time.
Hmm.
So my advice to you is you be honest and ask yourself, why do you feel estranged around her? Why do you feel funny? Not the why is it funny? Why
Hmm.
is it little, the energy is not there? But why do
Right.
you feel like that? Because I'm not sure if you can actually heal it without, well, I want to heal it. I'll use the word mend
Hmm.
or create a better
Or
relationship
repair.
if you don't really come to grips with how you feel and not feel it and not feel guilty about the way you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And what is your real intention? Because then if it doesn't go your way, are you still going to be okay, or are you going to be upset with it? Because it has to be about the both of you and not just you.
Hmm.
So that's what I did. And as soon as I did it, we was okay.
I think it has to. Well, I know part of it has to do with like a respect. I don't want her to think that I'm coming off disrespectful. I know a big part of it. So I just don't want to come off disrespectful. I want to be able to word it correctly or just not be so candid with it. Not put a band-aid on it, but I don't want to be so I don't want to be nasty with it. I'm just say that. I just don't want to feel like I'm disrespecting my mom.
So what triggered it? I mean, is this like a childhood thing that you all with your relationship, or is this like a
Um
an adult thing that kind of happened as you became an adult?
it's a in and out thing. I think like well when I was growing up, like our relationship, we had a good relationship, but it was because of the strain within the household that um I kind of like separated myself, right? So yeah, I separated myself from that. And then once I went into the military, I didn't keep in contact with my family like that. I would send things home to like my brothers and things like that, but I wouldn't really write home to my parents. And when I came back, it just, I don't know, it was like an in and out relationship, with her. But now it's just some negative talk, and I can't be around negative talk all the time.
Right.
If you wrote her a letter, do you think she would read it?
Yeah,
You can't be around negative talk.
I don't like to be around negative talk.
Okay,
Like I
so
don't.
okay, I get
Mhm.
I get it. Let's try this.
Okay.
Let's attempt to do this. Okay, so I don't know I don't know how long y'all I don't know how much time y'all spend together. But
Mhm.
instead of trying to fix it at one time or to fix this, just try to do this. Just hit sitting with her or hanging with her or going out in small increments, like
Yeah.
15
Okay.
minutes, 10 minutes, and
Mhm.
that's it. Half an hour, that's it. Because you know that it's going to start getting a little weird. Just get up and go.
Right.
But then come right back the next day just for half an hour.
Okay.
Come back next day for 15 minutes. It don't have to be. You don't have to be together the whole 2 hours.
Right. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because it's going to get a little weird, and you're trying to develop that sense of I would call it camaraderie, but it's kind of different when you talk about your parents. But I use the word camaraderie. But try to develop that relationship, that love, that something that a
Yeah.
mom and daughter should have.
We'll
Redevelop.
call
Yeah.
her real quick.
Yeah,
Hey,
Yeah,
Mom,
I
I
was about
was
to say
watching
call.
so and so, and
Yeah,
I was
so
thinking about you.
yeah, so just do those. I know I'm gonna have a personal moment. Okay, you listening?
Yeah, I'm listening.
I had a little scuffle with my mother-in-law, and we had a scuffle in church actually.
Mhm.
We had a scuffle in church. It was on a Wednesday night or Sunday. It was on a Wednesday. It was on a Wednesday. It was on a Wednesday.
Karen, like I was there, say no.
Yeah, yeah, I'm serious. And I know, Miss Vanessa, we're gonna be honest. And I yelled at her, and she yelled at me. And I said something, and she said something. You know, she ain't no chump. I ain't none either.
She ain't no,
She ain't nothing.
she ain't a killer, but don't push it.
Yeah, but what I did was after I preached so when I knew the relationship was estranged and we
Okay.
wasn't there, after I preached, I went down and I sat with her for about 15 minutes.
Mhm.
I sat next to her for 15 minutes for like a month or 2 months straight. I ain't say nothing. I let her talk. I didn't say anything just because the feel of love
Mhm.
and so your intent because intentionality and being intent about something is also an energy.
Mhm.
What you want to do, and if it's a righteous deed, that righteous deed has an energy within itself. And so now you have to say, okay, we need to bond, we need to be a little closer. Okay, so that's the energy you carry, and that field of energy becomes a field of awareness. She will then become aware of what you're doing without you even saying, we got to get closer. Because you're walking in another field of awareness.
Yeah.
I'm not walking in, we got to fix this. I'm walking in, we just need to be close.
Mhm.
As long as you like got to fix this, it's going to be a problem.
And as a
Right.
woman, she's going to sense it straight up.
Yeah.
And down when you
Yeah.
start.
She's like, I know my daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think that this is just one thing. I'm not saying this is the only thing.
Right.
But
idea.
just go around
Trial
it.
and
Just
error.
go around. Yeah, trial and error. That's right. Just go around. Just go around her for 15 minutes. Go out the door.
Yeah.
Hey, mom, how you doing? Whatever. Blah blah blah. That's it. Because you're creating a field of awareness.
And your intent is pure.
And let me just ask one more question. So when you guys are talking and like when you're conversating and everything, the negativity that you feel is that just who she is? Like when she talks, it just kind of happens to be a little negative, or is she actually like purposely speaking negative directed to you and like the
No, it's
people
not.
you're
It's
with?
not right. It can be, it can be a comment about someone that may be in the vicinity or something like that. And I'm not saying that she spews like poison everywhere, but it's just sometimes I just don't want to hear like comments.
Mm-hmm.
any feedback all the time. And I want to, be there with my mom because I see that she has a relationship with people on her job, and then my sister-in-laws, talk to her. But I just don't, I just don't have that connection. And she calls me, I notice that she calls me more than I call her. And I don't want it to be like that. That she's always calling me, checking on me, and see how I'm doing and things like that. And so she sent me, this was like recently, like last week, she sent me something that I know that she was proud of. She didn't put it in a group chat with, my other siblings and things like that. She just sent it to me. And so I know that she wanted me to, she was very, she was proud about it. And of course I said, awesome, congratulations and things like that. But I just know that our relationship could be a little better.
Okay.
Well, it's good that you can identify that you're, aware that,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
But your presence is going to make a difference.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Mm-hmm.
even though, and it will feel awkward for the first 2-3 weeks. I'm not going to lie
For
to
sure.
you. It's going to feel real awkward. But at some point, you have to humble yourself.
Okay.
And that level of humility, and I'm not saying that like you're wrong or anything else like that, but that level of humility will breed the type of relationship that you need
Yes.
and the type that you warrant.
Yeah.
And that's necessary for both of you. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like you. I call you my twin, so I know what you're feeling inside. We twins, and so I'm like, hey, if that's how I'm feeling, then let me push through that feeling and just sit with her. That's it. Whatever she say. Whatever negativity she give. But just for a few moments, come back, do the same thing. Come back. I mean, as often as you can, but be religious as you're doing it, and be intentional about it, and let your presence make a difference.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one. It's just hey, try it.
Oh yeah, I am.
It worked for me.
I
Me and Mama
definitely
Brown, we okay now.
Yeah. I'm saying in the blood
Me and Mama
sometimes.
Brown are okay. You know what I said? I got off that pulpit high off the Holy Ghost. And when I say sat next to her, I mean left thigh to right thigh. It's right next to her. You know what I say?
All of one.
Yep, I just sat there. And I slouched over a little bit. I didn't lean back. I slouched over a little bit with my elbows on my knees, just slouched and just had that posture of sonship and respect.
Okay.
Just that you big mama, I'm not saying I'm sorry, but I am saying you right. I'm not, I'm still a man, y'all.
All right.
I'm not saying I apologize, but I am saying, you got, okay.
meet each other in the
I
middle.
capitulate. I'll bow down. Okay. Yes. For the sake of our love.
No comment.
Right. Right.
But we tight now, though. We tight.
Right.
We're not tight because I don't want to be at a place where we're estranged. She don't
Right.
speak to
Right.
me. I don't speak
Oh,
to
my
her. The place so
This is
small.
like
If you
that.
sneeze, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's like, hey,
And for what?
For what? That weird stuff, and I don't want to take that anywhere. And I'm better than that.
Right.
I'm better than letting the feel stop. The way you get what I'm saying. And I also believe in organically allowing people to come back into your life.
Absolutely.
So you can create. You have to create a field of awareness,
Okay.
and
Very true.
you do that. I guarantee you, she's going to respond.
Okay.
And then
I do
don't bring up anything
Yeah.
you don't like.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Let it go. So if y'all start getting tight, I'm like, hey, Mom, guess why I ain't coming together?
Right.
Guess why we ain't coming around?
When I was 17, I remember that.
Because you made me feel negative. So don't do that. Don't do that. Don't bring it up.
It's over.
Don't bring. If the love is there, let the love be there.
Yeah.
And just know that some wounds and some things that we deal with, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't scratch
Okay.
the scab.
All right.
All right.
I appreciate y'all though.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
thank
Thank you,
y'all.
Annette.
Thank
Thank
y'all.
you. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
All
All
right.
right.
All right, Karen, thank
Y'all have a good
thank you for interrupting my Black African American speech. You hear what I just said? I was fight the powers that be.
Yes.
And you came in and talked about your mama. and change the whole energy of the
Yeah.
room. And so
man.
thank you. No, I'm joking, but thanks. Love you.
Thanks,
All right,
Kat.
love y'all.
All right, peace.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
I'm gonna start calling in.
You should.
Yeah, you should call in. You
Interrupting
should call
y'all's
in.
schedule.
Yeah. So yeah. So this is
Interrupt the schedule.
yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I call you. I call your number, Tia.
Yeah.
Call to it. Then call in and
Yeah.
that's it. So this was a good podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you for helping us.
It was. Well, thank you. Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you
I
so
appreciate
much.
it.
Yeah, thank you,
Little
thank
old
you,
me.
thank you. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I heard
yeah.
I was your guest, Tia,
Yeah.
not his.
Oh, really?
Like,
Ah.
wait, you invite me?
Oh my
no.
gosh, put
He
me
was
on the
like,
spot.
Tia. I said, oh. I said, my own pastor didn't invite me to the podcast.
Everybody's invited.
Oh my goodness.
Well, no, I'm thinking y'all had a conversation. My name came up, and he like, no, Tia. And I'm like,
Oh.
I mean, hey, I appreciate it. You know, I'm like, at least somebody thought of me, but gee. You know how he
You know
did.
how he is. I was about to say,
Right.
you know how he is. When I say, I was literally about to say, well, you know how
Both
he is.
at the same time, like,
I think everybody watching were like, we know how he
yeah,
is.
you
Like,
know how he
Oh,
is. He
man.
can't help it. He got the can't help
can't.
it.
All right,
can't.
y'all. Love
You
y'all
can't.
too. All right, love y'all
Yeah.
back. Whatever. All right. That's it.
And
We
that-
done. Go ahead,
You
and
wanna give
bring
them-
us out, close us out, and then you usually let our guests close out with the last word.
What am I saying?
Yep. Whatever you got.
Oh,
you
the
need to
last
say.
word.
Yeah.
Give some information about how they can contact you again,
Yeah.
and just close us out with whatever.
Okay,
your last
well,
word
you can
is.
reach me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Brown Lock Chic, BROW and
Yeah.
LOCCHIC, because I always have to make sure I remember that part. Follow me, I follow back. Make sure you comment, like, share. Thank you, I appreciate it. This was definitely a good experience. Even when Pastor said you're saying something, but then you're not. Like, I know, because certain stuff I'm just not comfortable with saying totally. And then because I know I'm on Facebook, that's where most of the family is. So it's like,
Yeah, I understand.
I'm very leery about
Understand.
saying certain things, and it's just like, eesh.
I understand.
So, but I hope something was said that encourages, enlightens, and inspires someone to know better, do better, be better, and just live your life. You know, can't worry about people. Can't worry about. If you worry about people, you're gonna be still sitting in front of the couch like Al Bundy, with your hands in your pants, and
Whole car football.
there you
4
go.
touchdowns in one
Right,
game.
exactly, exactly. The remote in the hand and the beer on the table.
love
Reminiscing
and
about
marriage.
high
Love
school.
and
Reminiscing.
marriage.
Reminiscing
Yes.
about what it was.
Yes, and you don't want to do that because life will pass you by,
Mm.
and then you'll be 10 years later wondering why you are where you are. And it's because on today, August the 28th, you didn't do anything. So get up and do something because nobody else is going to do it for you.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good. Okay. Preach, black woman.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
Ain't that the truth?
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Listen,
right.
I'm going to get the announcements and Tia going to close this out. Listen.
right.
Okay, so this Wednesday, we will not be having Bible study this Wednesday. Kids getting ready to acclimate back in school and,
Yeah.
you know, all that good stuff. And so we won't be having Bible study this Wednesday. We'll see you Sunday. We'll be dealing with a subject called good company. Are you good company? Jesus as the host
Yeah.
and Jesus as the guest. So good companies we'll be going to talk about this coming Sunday. We have a nonprofit called LIBA, Love Investors Benefit Association.
Yes.
Again, Love Investors Benefit Association. This year we have an honoree. It's going to be a special one. It is going to be good. This year we have our first honoree. And I need everyone to be a part of this. We're asking everybody for $100. That's right, $100. And I need you to cash app. Join LIBA.
How you spell
Dollar
that?
sign join LIBA. Dollar sign join JOINLIBA.
Yeah.
Dollar sign join LIBA. We asking everybody for $100. Please help us to be a blessing. We're giving this money away.
Yes.
So this money is going to help people. This is what this money is. This
Yes.
money is to encourage entrepreneurship.
Absolutely.
This money is to encourage entrepreneurship. This money is to help people who have started, who is on the grind, who is moving forward and need that help. That just that step in the right direction. A lot of people are afraid to even ask
Yes.
for help. We're saying, hey, we're going to bless you right where you are and what you're doing. You got a business venture, you got some idea. Hey, I need you to log on. I need you to go to the website, LIBA, www.liba.com. Go
And
to
join
LIBA
LIBA.
and
Join
join
LIBA.com.
LIBA. Yes. Come and be a part of this, and let's see what we can do
Absolutely.
for you. Hey, you can be
This
the
is
one
for
being
you.
called. This is for you.
This is for
This is
you.
for our people. This is grassroots.
Yes.
This is every day. This is our people. This is celebrating.
Absolutely.
This is
Right.
encouraging
Mhm.
and inspiring. And let's move forward. And somebody helped me.
Yes.
She was talking about, Annette was talking about that church on 3411 Old York Road.
Mm.
She was talking about that church. That bishop allowed me to use his building rent free for 2 years.
Mm.
That's why I am the way I am and where I am.
Mm.
Imagine if every pastor
Wow.
could start their church
Yes.
for the first 2 years rent free.
Yes.
I'm not finished. And gas and electric free.
Absolutely.
Free. All he said to me was keep preaching. Somebody opened the door for me.
Absolutely.
So I want y'all, people look at me like, wow, you did a lot in the last couple of years. You know, no, it's because somebody opened the door for
And there
me.
was no time limit.
No
any
time
day
limit.
you
Yep,
wanted
yep,
to,
yep.
yep.
And I had it 2 or 3 times a week. We had revivals. We had our, anniversaries.
Saturday
our
morning
Saturday
prayers.
mornings prayers.
Wow.
That's right. So we had all these things going. And so this was about 12 years ago, 12, 13 years ago, something like that.
Mm.
And right now, I own that building.
Wow. That's something.
Right now, as we speak, the building that I started in is the building I'm currently rehabbing.
Look at that.
As we speak.
Yes.
As
In
we
real
speak.
time.
In real time. As we speak.
Did you move the beam?
I moved the
The
beam.
beam.
The beam is gone. There was a beam in the middle. We moved it.
Woo, child.
We removed the beam.
Yeah.
We elevated the ceilings about another 4
Oh,
feet.
yeah.
We gut the whole place out. We added 3 bathrooms.
Yeah.
We redid the kitchen. I mean, we are really doing it. And so we
yeah,
did,
it
when
was
y'all
tight up
walk in,
there.
when y'all walk in doorway, and the name of the church is Doorway Church of God. When y'all walk in this place, it's going to bring a tear to our eyes.
Mm. Wow.
It's going to bring a tear to our eyes. Because I am building this for the next generation. And I'm helping out another preacher who wants to get started.
Wow.
This is not for me to move in.
It's the next. What are you doing next?
Yes. Exactly.
This is not for me to move in.
Right.
This building is designed for another minister who wants to get started. They said, hey, the
Yeah.
rent won't be as much. You won't have to worry about this. Everything is good for you. You can
Right.
get a good start here and move on because somebody gave me that same start.
Absolutely.
Right.
And that's what life is about.
Yes.
So we are blessed to be a blessing.
Yes.
So that's what it is. Y'all join Liver. I need your help.
Join Liver. Cash
Last
App.
year was beautiful. This year going to be better.
Yes.
Be a part of this.
Yep. Cash App, Join
Liver.
Liver.
Yes.
Facebook, Join Liver.
Yes.
Website, Join Liver.
Everything.
Instagram,
Yes, so just
Join
come on.
Liver.
Instagram. Join Liver.
Instagram, Join Liver.
Be a
Can't
part of
go
this,
wrong.
y'all. Be a part of this. LIBA
Why not?
Liver. And so we're going to do this, and we're only asking for $100 this year.
Absolutely.
That's all we're asking, $100. We are raising these funds. We are putting this money together, and we're going to give this money away.
Yes.
Given it shall be given.
Absolutely.
We're giving this money away. So, love y'all. We got an honoree this year. We're going to have a good time. All right. That's
Beautiful.
it.
Beautiful.
Blessings.
Beautiful.
Peace.
Beautiful.
Love y'all.
Okay. Those are all the announcements, correct?
I believe so.
All right. Well, it's been great. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
coming,
Thank you.
sharing
Sharing with us.
with us. It was
Look at God.
beautiful.
Classmates.
Yes.
Yeah,
From the
I've been knowing you
1900s.
for
Yeah, the
13
19.
Knowing you for almost over 30 years. Lord, that's a long
That's a
time.
long time.
That's
That's
a
a
long time to be
long-
How long
knowing
you been knowing me?
somebody. Probably almost 30, over 30 years probably.
Mm.
1990, what, 5?
5.
Well, we started in 94, so I probably
94.
met you, I probably didn't meet you till 95.
Yeah.
Mm.
95,
Yeah.
That's a
2005,
long
2015. Oh, and
Yeah, it's a long time.
getting up there.
You getting up there. You know what, dude? I'm going to need you to stop doing that for real.
How many? Because y'all months apart, right?
Yeah, we only 2 months apart. 2.
You'd think it was some years apart.
Oh my goodness, you old. I'm like, dude, you about to be same age coming around. Don't worry, I'll let you know how it be. I'm gonna let you know.
I always ask when she get up there. Like I call her, like, "Hey, how does it feel to be up there?"
Like,
That's
at
how
yourself.
it is. Right.
All right. Yes. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us on the podcast. Anything else we need? No.
Thank you. I truly appreciate it.
All
It was
right.
pretty cool.
Okay. Listen, this is your spiritual podcast station, and we just brought you the uncut, unblocked, and unscripted. This is the only place in the podcast universe giving you a balanced approach and a look at the other side, everything from A to Z. This episode will be available Tuesday. Every Tuesday, you can check out a new episode from Pastor Anthony Said. Make sure you share, like, and comment. We would love for you to tune in. We love you, and thank you for loving us. Thanks, Annette. Annette, excuse me.
Yeah, and that is fine. And that,
Oh, that's good.
You know.
That was good.